Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Don't go yet.
Ow!
Don't go yet. No. Okay, now.
Okay, you're gonna have to wait for me to pull it up because I
I
wasn't
gave you
ready.
so much time.
I still had to click through like 8 different folders to get to where the recap is saved.
You do the recap every week. Why do you not have these folders up and ready? That is.
I'm sorry I disappointed you, sir. Right. So after spending the evening with Deontay and Nahasira, the brass dragon of the Zarados Mountains, they're
Zagros.
thank you. Deontay mentions that there is a secret entrance to the ancient city that the old temples reside. Though they personally do not know who built these cities, there is a sense that there was a great cataclysm that formed the desert land of Ashar, and that these places of power are remnants of the civilization. So he offers to teleport the virtues to the oasis where the secret entrance is. Before we leave, Declan attempts to recruit Deontay to their cause of freeing Ashar from the Moon Elves. The Sun Elf himself seems keen to assist, as he is not bound by Nahasira's oaths and knows that she won't mind if he helps us out a little bit. And so he promises to help whenever we return to Ashar. Declan has expanded his knowledge of the arcane enough to allow himself to perform simple rituals, and manages to get himself a familiar, a little weasel named Biscuit. Um, before we depart for the secret entrance, we, on Declan's suggestion, Abrashmina cast Speak with Dead to the body that we found in the lunar tomb a few weeks ago. And so she asks what caused the cataclysm of his people, and he said the dark wizards of the city dug too deep. What were his people called? The Tomokepi. What source of power in the city might allow control of great beasts that move the earth? And his response was the wizards have the greatest power. And what defenses remain in the city? The Bastion Guard still holds strong despite the fall. And then finally, we asked what were the names of the Dark Wizards and gave us the names. I will let Rob say those so that I don't butcher their pronunciations.
Oilosir, Carix, Mistroy, and Yarun.
There we go. Let's see. We questioned Nahasira about Tomokepi, and she says that by the time she had arrived in Ashar, the city had already fallen. And Abroshmina inquires about the dragon's knowledge of the goddess Vale and the monk of the waste, to which Nahasira replies that they met him, but he did not speak to them, and gifts Abroshmina with a few relics of Vales, a cup, a censer, and 5 small wooden coins. And before departing, Nahasira bestows several gifts to the party. Abrashmina is gifted the mantle of the Watchers. Makud is given the chime of ancestral protection. Declan is given the lens of Civilicus lens of Servanticulus. Civicus Servanticulus.
Silivicus, Servanticidicus.
Serventus. I did not take Latin. And Bryn receives Rutherford's Ring of Magical Haste. And then finally, Abrashmina gifts or asks Nahasira to guard over the black soul stone that she got from ages ago, that houses a demonic soul. And then Declan also manages to convince the dragon to agree to donating some of her wealth to the city of Ashar if we ever manage to defeat the Spurned and rid the city of the Moon Elves. And then F is for the fig of Moon Midnight, which makes the evening sweet. And then we teleport to the secret entrance, and we go down and step inside, then going down, down, down a bunch of stairs, and then fight 4 giant snakes. And that went super well, super duper, awesomely well. Makud is fine, thanks to the inevitable beetle and his natural born minotaur resistance, because otherwise he'd be dead. In fact, most of us would probably be dead if it wasn't for the tide turning in our favor near the end. And Makud was very, very upset that he was not allowed to kill the last snake after he got polymorphed into a mouse.
To be clear, he wanted to eat it.
You didn't know. I only
No,
told
I
you that
didn't.
afterwards.
I didn't, but I don't think Declan's instincts were wrong in this case. Using my meta knowledge.
Yes.
The way I wanted to put that across, and I wasn't in the best place when I did it, was that he got knocked down and came back like enraged. So he was just gone.
Yeah.
And the spirits are just whispering into his ears, and he was just kill. That's how I decided to play that moment. But
either way, we take a short rest, and Makud simmers down some. And during the rest, Declan discovers 4 snake eggs in the chamber with them. And that is where we left off. A good sirs and madam.
Indeed. So the 4 of you have just finished your short rest. There is a path leading out of this room that is sort of roughly hewn from the rock. But you're all kind of sitting around, I imagine. What's everyone doing?
How big are the snake eggs?
The snake eggs are like the size of a schoolboy's head.
Okay. And they're still warm?
Yes.
Say like ostrich size.
Right. Based on the size of the snakes and what I know about the other kinds of reptiles biology, if anything, how close would I say they are to hatching?
Make me a nature check. They're a little bit bigger than ostrich eggs. They're like the size of the egg of Mantumbi.
That's going to be a 10. No good.
You aren't terribly sure, but probably not super soon.
Okay. I'd like to harvest. Declan's gonna leave the eggs alone, but I'd like to harvest some poison from the snakes if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're poisonous.
Yeah.
Nature check again.
It'll be survival probably, or if you have like.
I have like tools. I have like medical tools, like surgical tools and things like that I could use.
Okay, yeah, I'll say medicine.
Okay.
Or medical tools, whatever.
Also not great. 17.
Yeah, you managed to get 3 vials of the poison.
Pink snake poison. Thank you.
You're not sure if it's going to be as potent as it was when they did it. Okay. Like when they were stabbing you with it, but it'll do something.
Okay, I'll try to refine it later.
Yeah, for sure.
There was nothing else in the room besides the snakes and the egg?
No, there was like some kind of like droppings and leavings and old shed skin, but apart from that, it's pretty empty.
Do we wish to leave the eggs, or?
Well, I admit to feeling some guilt at the thought of extinguishing them or anything else. I think it probably best to leave them be. Let nature take its course.
Makud, would you like any trophies from the snakes? Teeth or hide?
He turns to one of them. There were 4. I can't really remember which one he was pissed off at. Probably all of them.
Yeah.
And their fangs were like swords, right? He had several of those holes.
Yeah, they're like
in him.
forearm length. Though one of them, I'm pretty sure you like mashed into a pulp. So I think that was probably the one you were angriest with. But...
It's now royal jelly.
Yeah.
Can he punch the fangs out of the other ones?
Sure.
Sure.
Give me a easy survival check.
Ooh.
You may have guidance, sir.
Oh. So very kind. After the venom extraction, punch, guidance.
If he's punching, does he get to add his strength modifier instead of his wisdom modifier?
I mean that would make a difference, but that's 16 with the guidance.
Yeah,
luckily.
you can get as many as you like.
Okay. So like 6, if I mashed one of them, presumably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sure.
It's just punching with surgical precision.
Yeah, I imagine just pull open mouth, smash.
Sure.
I
Or
think it's
wrench or something. They're probably
Right.
reasonable.
if you're punching it, you're probably like punching like the bone in between the two fangs. So you're like snapping
Oh,
that, the connecting bit, and then just pulling him out that way.
he like turns around to you with like an armful of fangs. These hurt.
I imagine
Yes.
so.
No, they did. There is no imagining necessary. I can say it for definite.
Of course. But you're both all right.
For now, yes.
Makoud has had a miraculous recovery considering his condition.
Makoud, I hope you're not cross with me.
There's like a moment where like his teeth kind of just like grit slightly. What happened to that last one?
We threw it in the bag of holding.
It's in the bag of holding, so
The bag of
No.
holding or the box?
It's in the box.
it's in the box, the book box thing. Right, so okay. So there's only 3 of them. He kind of like just like gives you one look. They were telling me to kill it.
They?
Yeah, the ancestors.
Ah. Have we established that Makoud actually hears voices, or is just kind of like his
I mean, you've
bloodlust?
seen the ancestors like protecting Makoud's friends.
Sure. But like,
There was that one time that he hung out with his ancestor for a bit.
okay.
Who was dying
After-
in the street
Yeah.
after I got attacked.
Right. Declan was kind
You
of go,
haven't necessarily like he's he has hung out. Suppose you don't really hear them. I guess they've never really spoken back unless they do like moans or cries or something. I don't know, but you've seen the sand. You've seen that he's obviously
Sure, yeah.
followed
It's
by
never been
something.
contextualized quite like that to Declan.
Sure.
Well, I didn't
I was-
realize that they could urge you on so. But either way, I was simply trying to stop anyone else from getting hurt unnecessarily.
He was a bit closer to them than usual. Brushbina says, like laying a hand on Makoud's shoulder.
He was about to say the same thing, so he kind of like nods to her. The veil was thin.
You pulled through, though. Perhaps we should be more cautious pressing on.
I agree.
Well, in that case, if you give me just a few moments, or maybe I could have done this before the end of our rest, Declan will cast Find Familiar again and transform Biscuit into a spider.
Sure.
And if you wouldn't mind watching over me, I'll just kind of look to the group, and I'll send Biscuit down the hallway to investigate, and my senses will go black.
Okay. So, does Biscuit have like dog vision? I assume.
Pretty sure, but I can double check that.
I have my monster
Certain
head.
types of spiders you could turn him into a bat or not a cat because they don't have dark vision.
Yeah, I got it here. Dark vision 60 feet, blind sight 10 feet.
There you go. Nice.
So, yeah, he or she, they, travel.
I think they're a they.
They travel down the hallway a little way, like through the door, and they keep going for a while until it comes out into a presumably massive cavern. Though the cavern is so big that it extends well beyond the dark vision of Biscuit. Though they start like climbing up the walls and stuff, and you can see like the impression you get is this is a city-sized cavern.
While Biscuit's still there and my eyes are still like whited out or whatever, I'll just say to the group, "There's an enormous cavern ahead. The Shah itself would fit inside, I think." And then I'll summon Biscuit back and stand up.
I hate to do this so quickly into the session, but I need to be RD because
Oh
that is
go.
puppy and a puppy coming soon.
Oh, are you leaving?
Yeah, no.
no.
She's just the puppy is being.
Oh, you taking a
brought
break?
home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
puppy,
just
puppy's gonna be home.
Quick
soon.
5 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe closer to 10.
No worries.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, they wanted to just surprise Kaylee, their daughter, with it.
Mm-hmm.
So C had a load of like puppy shit in the boot of her car when she picked up Kaylee, and then now they're just her husband's got back with the dog, so they're gonna get the screeching child out of the way.
Yay. What?
Say
I'm
the
sure it's
boot
going to
of
be
the car.
very calm. Yes.
The energy level's about to get racket up in there.
Yeah.
But no, boot is cute. I like that. The
Is
boot
what
of the
we
car.
call the trunk. When C comes back, I should be mid-description of like
Her character's horrible death.
3 beholders.
Yes.
And then Ambrishmina died horribly, screaming,
No.
"No, why did I insult Rob?"
No, we'll just be like, bad luck, Bryn. You failed your last death save. If only there was someone here who could have healed you.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Been like, and I'd be like, and that's a fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all shaping up.
Or I could just kill her off camera again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that. She will kill you.
Yeah, she was banging
real
on about
life.
it before the game to me. Because I was like, technically it wasn't off camera. She was trying to think of the word that it was, but she couldn't think of it, which was making her even more mad.
It was off camera.
It wasn't. She was alive at the start of the session. But,
I mean, we all know what happened. Remy threw a rock.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was the inciting incident.
I'm just saying, Bryn, while Declan was looking through Biscuit, you could have totally taken all his eggs.
All my
Without
eggs?
being able to see
Or
these snake eggs.
Snake eggs.
I didn't. I left all the snake eggs.
Yeah,
No,
but-
exactly, but we could take them while you can't see.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah. I mean, sure.
Oh no,
mean-
no,
I
no.
feel like this is quite a serious party. If it wasn't, you every time you come back from looking through Biscuit, your trousers will be around your ankles. Like,
I mean, I feel like Bryn has turned a new leaf and would not murder a bunch of innocent snake eggs.
Oh, I didn't say murder. I meant bag them.
I thought you were gonna take them and raise them. As
No, she was gonna like crack them open and
Do
pets.
like,
it.
Oh yeah.
raise them
Okay.
as pets.
I
Snake
mean,
army.
that's what Makuda's gonna do. I was gonna describe myself bagging them. He was gonna. He might take.
I wasn't gonna stop either of you for doing either of those things.
Okay.
I was just describing how Declan felt about it.
Mhm.
You know, that was his opinion.
I'll be
You know.
right back, you guys. Give me a
He's trying not to be so bossy.
Sure.
and I was
No,
trying to be considerate.
I know. I appreciate that. Declan appreciates that.
Makuda's the compromise between leaving them and killing them. He'll take them. And raise
I mean, we've already like
snake army.
opened up like a huge section of the basement. I guess we could just have them down there.
Snake army.
Oh god, kill him with Igni.
No, that would be A disaster. I'm frankly amazed that we've successfully kept wyverns for so long. I think if I were DMing, I would have a lot more antics around like these growing wyverns causing huge problems for you as property owners, like tearing up pieces of like your property or like eating your neighbor's dog. Like
Probably.
probably
I
shouldn't
mean,
have gone this well for this long.
Or the neighbor's goat,
Right.
but
Whatever
not
it is.
Merlin.
Never Merlin.
yeah. I mean, probably. I thought there would be something, but
I mean, we shouldn't give him ideas, but
I mean,
you
gods
never
can
know.
try. That's all I'm saying. After the experience we've gone through, they can try.
Totally.
Jory's on the case. It's fine.
Also, Biscuit and Seamus are going to get their own spin-off series.
Biscuit's the quiet one, I guess, right? Because Seamus talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychic
Have you established?
spider.
Yeah. Have you established what Seamus is yet?
I just know that he's a spider that can talk to me, and that's it. So
Okay.
as far as like knowing like what he is, no, Bryn does not know.
Okay. That was a Rob creation, right?
Psychic spider. I think so. I mean, you can get face spiders, but not many.
I'm just saying it
telepathic
wasn't
ones.
something that you, Jade, like dreamt
No.
up. Was like had like a psychic spider.
No. It's
Okay.
you were gone, and we went to the pet store,
Yeah.
and I had been drinking, so we got a unicorn and a spider.
Nice. Bryn was drunk or Jade
And the
was
beetle.
drunk?
Jade was drunk.
Jade was drunk. And a beetle.
And
Beetle's
the
real
spider.
handy. I guess didn't Seamus like
Yeah,
lead people to us in the desert once?
led Dune to us in the desert
Yeah.
once. I think once when we were the prison, maybe. I don't know when we were in prison.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Oh, the antics we've gotten into.
Yes.
And many more. Hopefully.
Yeah. What kind of class are you going to play in the next game, Dan?
I'm not really sure. So I have potentially going through like my favorite characters and giving them like a chance at a story, which is like kind of what happened with Byron, and Rob ran a short Sunday campaign where I played Solana Mandragora, who is a elf wizard, elf druid, that I'd had since he was one of my earlier characters, and he got a really nice mini campaign, 6 or 8 episodes.
It's going to be a real Magic-y party.
Well, in this one, I have another character, possibly one of my oldest characters, if not the oldest, called Morgoth, who's a shadow monk, and could, if if we're going to Faux Japan and he basically, I would have to rewrite his backstory a little bit, but basically he was like trained by elves in like some sort of death monk. So it's not a cult, it's of the death god Kalimvor, but I could convert him into something slightly more ninja-y because shadow monk.
Yeah, totally.
It depends how I roll because monks benefit from having.
You need to have that
roll.
dex and wisdom.
And when you're playing a half orc, which
Right.
is not either of those, he's one of my favorite characters and has done amazing things. Like he's slayed over half a dozen dragons, several of them primarily him, but he's ridden most of them into the ground. By like
in other campaigns, you mean?
In other games, one shots, campaigns, that kind of thing. He is. I've played him for a long time, and he's done some spectacular things, and I have a lot of fun playing him. So that was maybe my go-to.
You're gonna have to duke it out with C though. It sounds like she wants to play either a monk or a druid.
Sure. So
not that we can't have a party full of monks and druids, but
it's very true. The other thing is that I could. I don't know. I'd have to see more about the setting and things, but I might. That was my initial thought, but I've not really thought it over too much. I might. Jade, what were you being again?
I'm a withered.
You're a wizard. And what are you going for then, Talon?
I have the concept, but not the class. It's either going to be just a straight warlock or some kind of funky multi-class.
Okay.
But either way, I want to be someone who can cast spells and like talk to people successfully.
And she was being monk and or druid, I think.
Yeah, but it's the same character either way.
Okay. Because I was vaguely considering some sort of gunpowder-esque rogue or something, like throwing fire bombs and or gunpowdery bombs
I
or
mean, a
something, or like
gunslinger,
artificer a little.
gunslinger fighter would be pretty crazy.
It would
Take
be
that crossbow expert, so you can maximize your extra attacks and stuff.
The other thing is the other concept I kind of wanted, and I haven't made the character yet. I wanted to explore something different to other characters I've done, and I was going to be more of sort of a hardline kind of mercenary, which might work if we need like a front line. If he's vaguely samurai-esque, but I wanted to place like basically a more dickish character where you want to be someone who's nicer. I was gonna play like because I always play really good people, or chaotic good is like my go-to. Just these wild and wonderful, but ultimately positive people, and I was maybe going to play someone slightly more practical. And have
I would
different
like
motivations.
to see that.
Yeah,
Like pragmatic to a fault kind of character. I think that'd be cool.
I definitely was going to go out of my way not to be a good guy next time. Not to be evil, but to not be like a good guy, because Declan's such a good guy, you know.
Sure.
Not to be a wannabe paladin.
Yeah, I mean exactly.
It could be paladin, samurai paladin.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Samadin, Palarai.
I mean, good chance for someone to play the samurai class.
I love the samurai fighter.
It's pretty well, it's
well
built.
Something that I haven't played before, or really, I don't think I've seen anyone play before. Which is why I have another game where I play Cavalier. We're actually like level 18 or something now, or something like almost level 19. I'm not sure. Coming to the end of that campaign, but I played the Cavalier because I'd never seen anyone play a Cavalier, and he's basically like faux Russian and Polar Master, all of that, but with the Cavalier stuff, and he is pretty baller.
Cool.
So ridiculously tanky, it's unbelievable.
Got to find a way to cast like Find Greater Steed as a Cavalier.
That would be nice. Some sort of bound spell. But,
or if it was a ritual, that would be ideal. You just take Ritual Caster. But
yes. I mean, they get slight benefits of being on a horse, but primarily, like the D&D developers were like, well, you're barely ever going to get a chance.
So bound to that, yeah.
So all of his stuff is pretty great on foot, but he is obscene. There's been times where basically everyone else has gone down but him, and he's just pulled through, like carried the group.
Yeah. One of my favorite characters is a samurai paladin or a samurai fighter, but he's not like a samurai, if that makes sense. He's just the class.
Sure.
And like the class is hella cool. It's actually, if you remember Taran.
Yes.
His dad is that guy.
Okay.
Like a samurai paladin. Oh, why do I keep saying that? Samurai fighter. And yeah, like it's baller. I always forget how much I love just fighters. Like
they're good fun. And we might need a front line. I thought.
Yeah.
I don't think samurais are the most defensive of the fighter classes, but they can kick out some serious damage.
I mean, you still get all the armor proficiencies and the D10 hit dice. So if you got a good con, you can tank with the best of them.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of inherently defensive abilities, though.
Sure. It depends. We'll see. Talking about defense, maybe there's like Oath of the Crown Paladin or something I could do. I haven't really
that would be a cool one, flavored in like an Imperial Japan kind of setting.
I haven't really done much divine in this kind of group. an arcane barbarian, and I haven't played a paladin in a while because my paladin doesn't really fit into Rob's games because he's a dragonborn. So
Fuck Dragonborn.
Are there no Dragonborn in this world? I guess I've never met one.
There's no Dragonborn,
Rob doesn't
no
like
gnomes.
Dragonborn in
Fuck
anything
those
ever.
fucking races.
I mean,
Hey,
I wrote gnomes into Westland, and you never objected.
What?
Oh my
The
God.
fuck did you just say to me?
You read it. I've sent it to you multiple times. If you didn't
Nah,
read it,
nah,
there are
nah.
definitely gnomes. Yeah, the bounty hunter who was hunting Remy, who never got involved in the game.
I
but,
thought he was a
He was a
halfling.
gnome. No, he's a gnome.
Fuck!
They're just
Oh.
slender halflings, Rob.
They're bigger than halflings. They're bigger than halflings.
Remy's
Gnomes are bigger
Remy's
than
sis-
halflings.
yeah,
Not necessarily.
They
I mean,
are.
by a little bit, I think.
They are.
Maybe this one is a short gnome.
They
Hey,
are
guy.
bigger than halflings.
Hey guys,
Hi.
I have a puppy.
You do. Is it? Can you send us a picture or something to the?
I'm trying.
Facebook
She's
chat?
she's very wiggly.
Sure. She very happy.
Yeah, she's a little shaky right now, so I
No.
decided to take her in here with me.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little shaky because I just found out that there's stealth gnomes in my carefully crafted.
Yeah,
Come
and the
here.
I don't know what
gnomes,
to tell you, pal.
the gnomes ruined the perfectly good joke because Rob was all over there worried about the stealth gnomes, and we couldn't pull off our joke when C came back.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not to get too into it because like we've got limited time and I scream these things at sea all the time, but I really dislike gnomes because I don't get the point of them. I hate the like tinkery shit that they do. Not that I hate that in general, I just hate that that's a racial thing because that's stupid. I hate the fact that they're a middle ground between dwarfs and halflings because why is that necessary? I just hate them. I just really hate. I hate the stupid name. I hate the stupid. Like I
They
just
ruined
picture
the joke.
Scanlan as a halfling. I hate gnomes. I really hate them.
You
I
ruined
mean, they're
the
kind of
joke.
goofy.
Exactly. I hate them more than Dragonborn. Dragonborn, like I've played Dragonborn in the past. I don't particularly like them. But my hatred for gnomes is absolute.
Hey, sweetie. Why don't you look at the camera? Look, is that you? Look. What a good girl you are. Well, that's so blurry, but I can't focus the camera and hold her at the same time. She's such a pretty girl.
She's very cute, though.
She's
That's
such a
the
pretty
cutest.
girl. Yeah.
I love her ears.
Yeah. She's
Listen,
a little
dog, you need to calm down so you can take a good picture.
Just put the
So
headset over their
compassionate.
ears
Jeez.
so Jade can tell him what's what.
You use up all your patience during the day, and no more left after class.
I've been on work for 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? It's been magical.
That's true. Get those
So
teacher
anyway,
hours.
Do we want to get back to the game? Or
Sure.
should I just
Yeah, I guess.
scream about fucking gnomes some more?
Should I roll that last death save?
Yeah.
Wait, why are we rolling this?
Oh, you weren't here, so she
It's a
died.
5.
Well,
Nobody was here to heal her.
unfortunately,
Oh.
Abrishmina's back in the snake room. So
Oh, shit.
All right. Been nice knowing you.
Womp womp.
but what are you guys actually going to do?
Uh,
You've just seen the cavern through spider eyes.
I didn't see any sort of notable landmarks with it, or not. I guess I could only see 60 feet.
Yeah,
But the
so
60
you
feet
saw
out, which I
Structures or
should
anything
see.
like that?
You saw some rubble and like there's some kind of roughly cut steps leading down.
Okay, so the steps that how deep does the steps go down?
Yeah, they
Right,
go down
what'd I
for
say?
more than 60 feet.
Okay, 45-degree angle, steeper angle,
They're
pretty
very
flat.
steep. Yeah.
very steep. Okay, so it's a big pit.
Would you say the rubble is like structural rubble that's collapsed, or is it just more like
No, it's
oh
more just
random?
like scree and sort of rough rocks that have
Okay.
moved with the shifting of the earth over time.
All right.
Let's proceed as quietly as we can. Hope we attract no attention.
Right.
Is it like a ruined city with scree like into the streets, or is it just a massive cavern at this point?
No,
Can't see that
you
far
can't
yet.
see. You can't see a city.
Right. Okay.
Makud, cast Pass Without Trace, please. I'm kidding.
Can he do that?
No.
He tries really hard.
Makud can accidentally cast Pass with Trace.
He just rips ass. Did I do it?
Just leaves
I
drag
can.
marks on the floor. Makud is going to think about smashing the snake eggs, and then like he's going to pick one up, and then he's going to quickly throw them all in his bag.
Makud, they will probably die in there.
They are in egg.
I understand, but they'll be cold and run out of air.
Eggs breathe?
Well, they require oxygen, yes.
He like opens the bag and then like swirls it around a bit, and then closes it again. I mean,
I
they
don't-
would be cold here too.
They
do
will
not-
die here.
There is only corpses.
I do not think Makud is wishing to hatch these eggs, yes?
No, Jared will do it.
I'm gonna look at Bryn and Abrashmina with a quizzical look.
Yes, Jari will be very good at taking care of the snakes. Do you think they will get along with your wyverns?
They are like snakes with wings.
I suppose, yes. Do the hobgoblins of that tribe, do they do any sort of training with snakes of this type? Do you know?
Not that you know
We've never seen snakes of this type,
of. No.
right?
Yeah.
uh,
But Makud has told us that, like, you know, that they train with, like, strange creatures,
mhm.
like the beetle and the wyverns, and, like, Abrashmina is, like, it doesn't seem like a huge leap that they might have snakes too.
Yeah. Just out of character though, if you put snakes in a bag of holding or snake eggs in a bag of holding, they will die.
After how long?
I mean, eggs.
They would suffocate in a minute.
Well, eggs have a small pocket of air, but there's tiny little pores all over the shell of an egg that lets out CO2 and lets in oxygen. So it won't. It will be not a huge amount of time.
Well, if you're wanting Jari to be able to hatch those eggs, you might want to keep them out of the magic bag.
Okay. He will unpack his bag, put that stuff in the bag of holding, and then put these in the bag. His backpack thing. We've all got
Yeah.
backpacks.
Oh,
We're all
okay.
adventurers, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they never get mentioned, but we have these stuff.
Makood has
Sure.
a giant bum bag.
Declan
I mean,
is
we're
shifting.
going out into the desert. Like,
Abrashmina
we don't
has,
bring
like,
things.
hers is full of incense. So yes, Abrashmina is the only one who doesn't have a bag of holding at this point. So
I mean, you can hold it in his bag of holding.
Yeah.
Food was offered, but-
I figure that's where her incense is, so that she's not carrying around like several pounds of incense.
It's fine.
So Declan's looking a little bit desperately to Abrashmina and Bryn to like stop this situation, but because he doesn't want to say anything. But he'll just say, "Makood, it's just shifting uncomfortably. I won't tell you not to. Yes, please, Abrashmina.
I was just going to say, it appears that Declan does not think that it is wise to bring the snake eggs with us.
I won't try to stop you, Makud, but I am growing uncomfortable with the amount of animals that share our living space. Especially giant carnivorous ones.
I mean, the wyverns have got a new home. They're across the street.
Yes, these are dangerous creatures to have within a city.
I mean, they're well trained.
And how many of them have hurt you compared to all of the people that live in the city? I would argue that you are maybe the dangerous creature. People have tried to kill me a lot more than these snakes. They got one go.
Makud,
They had their go.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm telling you it makes me uncomfortable. And Declan will end the conversation.
It's all right, Makud. It is your decision.
Can we safely transport them?
I mean, they're in his bag. He'll probably die in the next fight, and they'll all get smashed, and you'll have omelets.
Just cut to Makud
Morning
sitting down
after.
when you guys next stop to camp. He's like, oh no.
I mean, either we get a good breakfast, or he gets some sort of pet. But I don't think he intrinsically thinks that snakes are evil.
It's not about evil, it's about dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is okay.
I mean, you could leave them in the nest until you come back.
Are we coming back this way, though?
Are you?
I don't know.
Yeah, we might be run screaming out into the desert.
Either way, as I said, I will not try to stop you. I just wanted you to know how I feel about it. Let's press on.
Quietly?
Ideally.
Makud, just tell him your concern is noted, and then we continue on, and you do whatever it is you want to do.
Is that how that works? He says back to you, your concern is noted.
Abrashmina nods encouragingly.
All right. So you guys continue on a little ways, following the path that Biscuit took, until you two come out into that very large cavern. Who all has dark vision, or is there a light? I can't remember. It's light.
We should all have dark vision, except for Makud, I think.
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, we will need some light.
I think we had light going in.
Yeah.
Mina has light spell, doesn't she? Cast it on things.
I can. I shall. What would you like to glow?
Mole?
Okay, I will cast light on Makud's mole.
Okay.
He's gonna hold it up.
Yeah. So
one
you
hand,
see the cavern extends, like a couple 100 feet downwards, and the steps look extremely treacherous.
Declan's going to be ahead outside the radius of the light.
Sure. So you'd be like a ways down the stairs, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
And I'll just tell Bryn to keep in psychic contact before I go.
Yeah, it's a long way. It takes you quite a while to get down to the bottom, but when you finally do, you find it's all hard rock with a little dusting of sand even here. You see like loads of very large like stalagmites kind of all around you, and like way off in the distance, like 20 miles or so, you see what looks like a cluster of city lights.
I
Does
could
it look occupied?
I could attempt to go forward and investigate.
If you would give me but a few minutes, I can commune and see if we can get some yes or no questions before
Couldn't
you
hurt.
go in. So I'm gonna find a little secluded area that's kind of out of sight of like the city,
Yeah.
if I can, and get out the incense and
Yeah. I mean, you guys are
holy
20,
water.
20 miles from the city, so
Oh, okay. I just want to make okay. Well, I'm going to get down and begin casting commune.
sure.
And she's going to ask the lights in the city. Does this mean that there are people alive in there?
Yes.
Are they dangerous?
Yes.
Are they hostile to us? Would be the key question.
Yes. Can I have worded that question that way? Are they would they be hostile to us?
Yes.
Okay. Then one more question.
Question about their numbers and strength. If we can find a way to word it properly.
That is not a yes or no question.
Well, that's
I
why the
could
wording's
ask about
important.
the Bastion. If they
What was
are
the Bastion
active.
again?
The golems.
Right.
I cannot think of a way of getting numbers out of a yes or no question.
Is their number greater than 50?
All right then. Is that number greater than 50?
Yes.
Well, that's a great many dangerous things.
We shall have to be quiet and careful. If we are 20 miles away, that means like we probably won't be able to reach there before nightfall, right? Or before it's time to rest.
I mean, you can march 20 miles in a day, but that's like.
But we're
from,
like midday
dawn
right
to
now.
dusk sort of thing. So yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did we establish how far we are from the city? Was it
20
He
miles.
said 20 miles.
Ish.
20 miles? Okay. Well, let's press on as far as we can together. And then either myself and Brynhild or just myself will scout ahead and see if we can identify the first wave of defenses before we all proceed.
All right. We should keep an eye out for a safe place for us to shelter this evening
Agreed.
for our rest.
All right.
And we shall carry on.
Yes, you press on, and it's strange. Like, you're so far down that your ears are kind of popping a little bit, and you're very conscious of, how much rock and sand is above you.
Can we say that we're moving at half speed just to be stealthy?
If you would like.
Because I don't know if they've got lookouts and stuff. I mean, we are carrying a light with us in a pitch black place.
Up to the group there.
I think it would be wise
Mm-hmm.
for us to take as much stealth as possible.
Like, make sure that the light is low and not necessarily shining directly at the. If we can, Declan would probably fashion some kind of take some leather that he's got for crafting or something and fashion a little cone to go around whatever light source it is, so it makes a directed beam.
Wrap the like one of your blankets or shawls or something around
Yeah.
it, so it's a bit
To dim the light.
dimmer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Just so that we're not doing the. Yeah, it's just so we're not doing the Meridoc and
Pippin and Merry.
Pippin and Mary, light on the side of the cliff face.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm going to color the lights as well to like a more like
Purple would be probably a
bluish,
good color.
bluish or purple. Yeah, it's a kind of like so it's not like a glowing flame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little.
That's fine. So could you all just make me stealth checks, please?
Can we have advantage for our numerous precautions?
I will say yes.
Thank you.
Who would like guidance?
Everybody.
I mean, I can't do that.
Oh god.
Probably Makud needs guidance.
Plus 3 stealth.
Mine is the same.
Okay, do you have disadvantage from your armor?
I have a breastplate, so no.
Okay. Up to you.
You may have the guidance.
Okay.
Oof. 18.
I've got a 23.
Thank you for the advantage.
I got 19 with the guidance up to 22.
Okay.
Nice. What
I
did
don't
Bryn have?
I don't want to say.
Oh no!
I got I got a 9 total.
With advantage?
I rolled 2 2s.
Oh,
Bryn has
no.
become one of those one-man bands with a huge drum and a trombone.
Now that she's
Womp
trying to be
womp.
nice, she's lost her edge. You know.
So you do trip at one point, Bryn. There's just, it's so dark down here, you didn't see this kind of patch of rubble, and you stumble and fall. And you look up and you see two kind of bobbing lights floating about 150 feet off to one side of you. And they're this sort of purplish green mixed color, and they sort of stop, and you can't really make out any details around them, but you do hear this kind of strange, like, guttural, almost wet sound.
Can we gauge the distance?
Yeah, about 150 feet.
I'm just gonna send Seamus over to see if they're coming towards us.
Is Seamus like Biscuit?
Oh, sorry, Biscuit.
Yeah, sure. What's and this question may give everything away, but what's Biscuit's intelligence?
I think it's like a 5 as a familiar.
Is it just a spider?
It is just a spider, but it's a special spider, so it has a 5 intelligence.
Okay. Are you looking through Biscuit's eyes?
I am.
You see, as Biscuit approaches, two very, very small creatures, probably about the same size as Biscuit. They have 4 legs.
Spider sized?
Pardon?
Spider sized?
Well, I imagine he's not a tiny, tiny spider.
Oh,
He's a I picture like an orb spider, like a big spider, but still like a
Oh,
spider.
okay. So
Okay.
they're a bit bigger than that. They're like the size of a kitten.
Like cat-sized, yeah.
Okay. Also, that's going to mean you guys, for him to travel 150 feet, it's going to take
It's quite a long time.
a long time.
His speed is 20.
Still.
Okay. I figured dashing is 40 feet. He'd be there he'd be in another half a dozen seconds. But whatever, it's up to you, obviously.
Sure. So, yeah, you see these two kind of cat-sized creatures, small orbs in the center of 4 legs, and these are not the glowing things, but they do look suspiciously like brains.
Ooh.
Standing above them, you see 2 very tall creatures. The skin grey and mottled, wearing these sort of long robes with high arching collars, and their faces are disgusting to see.
Are there squid faces?
They are squid faces, tentacles writhing in excitement. As they
My
look down
tentacles
at
are
their
writhing
creatures.
Ooh.
You can see
I've never fought mind flayers before. This is so fun.
drips of spittle kind of dropping onto the front of their robes as their tentacles like move with excitement. Their eyes are this bright purple, and they're both carrying these long staves that are holding the light in gems at the center.
Jacqueline will just say to the people around him, "There's something coming, but I have no idea what it is."
The intellect devourers will attack.
It's just a little spider.
Yeah. The first is a crit.
I think that probably does Tiny Spider Boy in?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
I'm sorry, but like the hangout was like acting real funny, so I didn't hear most of that.
Oh no, mind flayers
Oh, fun. And brains?
And
and
intelligence.
intellect of ours.
Intellectual
Intellective
hours.
hours. Awesome.
9 slashing damage from the first one.
Killed him.
Then he is killed. And you're...
He just disappears in a little tiny puff of smoke.
Yeah, so you see it just leap forward with these big menacing claws.
Declan's gonna say, "Make ready for combat." I don't know what to expect, even though I totally know what to expect. And I'm gonna kind of, based on past experience, I'm gonna just dash off to the side and hide.
All right, make me a stealth check.
Um, 24.
24. Okay. So, you all have basically 4 rounds until they get here. What are you doing for those 4 rounds?
When they are 2 rounds away, I am going to pop out my wings.
Sure.
When they are within 1 round, going to attempt to bane them.
Sure.
Mm,
What saves are they making?
those would be charisma saves as bane.
And they have advantage.
Oh, great.
The first one's only a 12.
That's a fail.
Oh man, and the second one's a 12 too.
She can bane 3.
Yes, 3.
The Devourers?
And the Devourers, they do not have advantage. Hey, that's better though. 15.
That's still a fail.
Fuck.
Ginger doesn't want to go. Oh, sweet girl. Go outside. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Can we get back to my disgusting brains rather than your cute dog?
Yeah. We decided on Ginger for the name.
Cute.
Do. Okay. That is my pre-fight stuff.
Okay.
Does Brynhild have any?
Hold on a second.
No days. I know Makud is just going to. Oh, are you going to chime up, Makud?
Yeah, we had time to prepare, so I was just waiting for other people to do things. But
Okay.
You do your things.
I had mine relatively easy. It's just I do this and I do this. So we know a fight is coming this time. So I can do heroism, so people get 6 refreshing temporary hit points, and the other thing is the chime. So I don't know. Makud has no idea about their senses in the dark, but he's making a fuck ton of noise. Then my creative thing to do in this moment is there's lots of ruins and rubble and stuff. Is there anything that I can push over onto them if I was behind it? Any stalactites, mites, rocks, ruins?
Stalagmites that are tall enough are going to be like fucking heavy and well fixed. You could certainly try.
Okay. Or I could already have the earth elemental, so maybe I'll do that. Just fucking prep for days. Does Makud's heroism benefit? How many people does it benefit? Could it benefit?
Probably like a people number equal to your like wisdom modifier or something.
I think you did 4 as 4 because you wanted to be able to hit everyone.
Heroism. Yes, so I would have done it for everyone. I was just wondering if I could do it to the elemental, but it doesn't matter. So not taking any chances after the last time. I would do those in some order.
Sure.
So he will put a hand against some stalagmite, tight, whatever, might, and out of it will grow a very large rock minotaur. He will then like sort of unsheath. I think the charms are like kind of strapped to a horn, and he's basically going to like pull the leather tie off of it, and they all like fall and start this delicate chiming noise through the darkness. And then he'll probably bellow something along the lines of, "Whatever you are in the darkness, know that you will die here." And that will be the heroism.
Oh,
Declan adds, probably.
I am also going through spiritual weapon.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead
I'm just
and
hiding
attack.
in the back.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack with that. What is my extra Mantle of the Watchers? What do I get? An extra 2d10 radiant damage. Oh wait, no, it's force
how
damage.
much-
See them.
Yep, never mind.
Can we
You
see
can
them
still
already?
cast it. But
Huh?
I suppose you had to have seen them for the Bane, so
Yeah.
Can we see them? Is that
I wasn't sure we could see them.
So you can't
Oh.
see them
you
yet
have dark
when they're
vision.
4 rounds away. But once they get close enough, once they get within range of your dark vision, then yeah.
I think that would have to be like your 1 round away thing, along with Bane.
I have.
spiritual weapon.
Well, he said combat is like, prepare yourselves. Abrashmina could have popped out her wings, then baned whenever they got into 60 feet,
Yeah.
and then spiritual weapons.
There's just a lot of stuff happening at once, and it's making it muddy for me what the actual timeline is.
Yeah,
Basically, they're 4 rounds away, and at 3 rounds, I think the Earth Elemental appears, and Makud starts chiming up and whatnot.
When can we start seeing them?
What's your
How
vision
far is
in
your dark
dark?
vision?
60 feet.
That's round 1. 1 before they get here. That's when Mina is casting these spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mina wings on round 2, and there's more. And then like Makud is shouting about heroism, and then
Okay,
round 1, and they come within
mean-
60 feet, and the spells unleash.
Okay, well then
if
I
I
will
can-
wait on spiritual weapon then.
If I can see them, I'll take shots with my crossbow.
So, yeah, that's fine. You can for sure do that.
Oop. Let's see. Is that a 13 on the die? 15. Sorry, 26 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. Oh, do I have advantage because I'm hidden?
Yes.
No natural 20. Okay. And the first attack would be 66. 15, 16, 24, plus 6, sorry, plus 5 is 29 points of damage.
29. Okay.
To one of the creatures I can't identify with the squid faces. And then I use my bonus action hide again.
Sure.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a 31.
Mina, do you want to do your spiritual weapon damage?
Am I spiritual weaponing or am I baning? I think baning.
Can you do both? Isn't one an action, one a bonus?
Not in the same turn.
Two spells though, like two spells with levels. So I can't do both. I'll have to wait for my initiative.
Okay. You could have prepped the spiritual weapon in readiness.
True.
Then
Okay.
strike.
So yeah, I will do that then. Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
That will be a 21 to hit.
Can you ready a bonus action?
22.
No, but she
I can
casts
cast
it as the full action 2 rounds away, and then when they come into line of sight, she can move the spiritual weapon as a bonus action to hit one of them. Presuming they're within like 20 feet.
Or like I could leave it 20 feet out in front of us, and then whenever it comes in, whack it.
Gotcha.
That is. How much damage does that do? 9 points of force damage.
9. Okay. Is this on the one Declan shot or the other one?
I'll let
I'll
you
try to-
decide.
Okay. Where's the other one?
Okay.
Bryn?
The only thing that I can do, because I don't have dark vision, was when they get basically where I think I can see them, I can put a 20-foot cube and do fairy fire.
Nice.
So I need a deck save.
Okay.
You can have me
So
roll to see if I can do anything to.
You can't see them at all because light maximum is 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim.
So in the current round, they're not in your range.
So
yet.
you won't see them
So,
until they're
so
right
I
out.
was gonna say I'll hold it until I can see them. Then.
Yeah, so
Okay.
not this round.
Sorry. I forgot about my radiant soul extra damage.
Okay.
That is going to be 10 points radiant base, and because I'm dealing radiant damage, I get an extra 2d10 thanks to my mantle of the watchers.
Yeah.
So 17 radiant to
All
the
up.
one I
Is that
all
total?
up.
Okay.
all up 9 force, 17 radiant.
Sure.
I'm just going to drop this in the chat, Rob, so you can see if that's... It doesn't have the formatting, but...
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So
Well, whenever they're within a round, Bryn will be able to see them because of the light from the mall.
I just
It's only
explained
40
the
foot,
light
not
from the
60
mall is
foot.
40 foot.
So as soon as I can see them, I'm gonna hold my action until I can see them.
So
And-
on the last round, they're gonna each move. They're not gonna dash. They're gonna move once, and then cast spells at you. So you can cast spells after they've cast their spells, or you can do whatever.
But she's got a held action. Right?
She's holding her triggering action is to see them. So the moment
they
she
have
them,
dark vision,
she can cast
120 feet.
They don't
So
have
they
to
see
get
her
close
first.
enough.
Yeah, they don't have to get close.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna cast it from
Oh.
60 feet away when she cannot see them, but they can see her.
I see. Okay.
So
Would you allow Abrashmina to point them out to Bryn? Or are you wanting
Let's
to have that?
He'll have the spells. They'll when they step in the light, that'll trigger my action, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
Oh, it's fine. It's just easier this way.
So I'm going to need Mkud.
Sure.
Could you make a strength check, please?
I can.
No problem.
Just a straight check, if you will.
That is 22. Just straight check.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Can I just ask for note purposes? Was that Squid Face trying to do something and
Yes.
strength?
So I'm
ensued?
about to explain.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
He one of them casts telekinesis on you.
Fuck.
And is going to lift you 30 feet into the air and just hold you there.
And the 22 wasn't enough.
No, it rolled a 23.
Oh shit.
It has a.
Is it clear which one is doing it?
Yeah, it's the one holding his fist out like Darth Vader doing a
Gotcha.
force choke.
Okay.
So one of them has like the collar has these sort of flared horn bits on it. Well, not horn, but like spiked bits. Kind of giving it the impression of a slightly higher rank than the other one. Which is the one that Abrashmina hit with a...
Oh wait. Did that mind flayer do that with a minus? Did that with his
From
bane?
It did not. Which means
It is
Mkud would automatically win though.
It is an attack roll or saving throw. Is that a saving throw? That a contested saving throw?
No.
No.
No, it's an ability check.
Yeah, it's telekinesis is an ability check contest.
Oh. Okay. Never mind then.
Mkud, you are 30
I
feet
tried.
in the air.
I tried, buddy. I tried.
And sorry, I'm just turn. Yeah. The other one goes invisible. Casts invisibility on itself. The little intellect devourers, they are going to dash, and they are very fast. They have 40 feet of movement, so they just come charging towards you guys. And so as that happens, we're going to roll initiative, and then I'll give you, like, at the start of initiative, I'll give you everyone's positions, and then we can.
Would I have gotten a couple more shots off as you said we had 4 rounds? I only got 1 round worth of actions.
Sure, but
You
can
only had
see
one
them 60 feet
yeah.
away.
I could only see them for 1 round.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
That was what all that
So
rigmarole was.
It got a little difficult for me to follow.
Yeah.
I will give a summation of everyone's position and what's happened in a second once we've done initiative.
16 on my initiative. Good DM, sir.
16.
18
on mine.
Sorry, roll. 19 initiative.
Ooh, Makood.
24.
Ooh, Bryn.
Is Bryn alert?
She does not have alert as a feat,
okay.
if that's what you're meaning.
That's
But as a person, she is relatively alert. Yes. Okay,
Do you
so
guys?
so what's happened is the mind flayers and their pets have walked up to 60 feet away. Declan, you shot them. Mina hit them with spells. They lifted Makood and went invisible. So those 2 mind flayers are now 60 feet away. One of them is invisible now. And the 2 intellect devourers have charged towards you guys and then have veered off to where Declan is hiding.
You know, that fairy fire would have been real nice on this asshole that went invisible.
Do I get the impression that the mind flayers are coming towards me, you said?
The intellect devourers are the little brains.
Okay, so they can see me as far as I can tell.
They are giving you the impression they know exactly where you are, even though they have no eyes. Bryn, you're up first.
And I can see them except for the invisible guy.
Yeah, you can see 2 intellect devourers running towards where Declan is hiding behind a big stalagmite, and you can see one of the mind flayers like Darth Vadering Makood into the air.
Well, okay, I'm gonna wing in a prayer and hope that I can 20-foot cube get all of them, or everything in that 20-foot cube needs to make a dex check.
All right.
The 2 flares.
You won't get the devourers.
Okay, well, are you going for the flares or the devourers, Jade?
The flares.
Oh man,
I
you rolled both. That's a 15 for one of them.
11.
11 for one of them, and a less than 11 for the other one.
They both fail.
Okay, so you see the one who went invisible hasn't moved. He's standing next to the one with the kind of fancy shoulder pauldrons. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Matt?
I mean, yes, technically, I can move up and make 2 attacks because of my ring.
Technically.
I mean, they are still 60 feet away from you.
Well, then I'll just move towards them.
Okay.
All badassily.
Of course.
But Dave.
Duh.
Her cape flaps in the breeze, her swords out to the side.
Immigrant song starts playing.
Sure.
Makood.
I come from the land of the ice and snow.
Makood, she does.
Frustrated. I don't know. He's always slammed this hammer into the ground. Can I cast things that without being able to touch the ground, like
He's
lava?
just swinging at the ground, hoping a golem comes out.
No, part of casting the spell is hitting the ground.
Okay.
Let me just check. I assume you
It's a
get,
somatic
like,
opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that for flavor, but if he
can-
needs to be to the ground, that's fine.
It certainly makes thematic sense, but
Yeah.
I don't. It's up to Rob.
I'm not sure the Ifrit did it, but then he probably is much more attuned to fire than I am, so
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't have to.
It's like one of those, as an action, you may touch the thing to the ground. It just might not be in the text of the weapon.
Yeah. So
If that's how you want to play it, I'm fine. He can
yeah,
float around.
that's how it was intended anyway. But
Okay.
it seems
Does the wording of the item say? Never mind. Who cares?
According to
Sorry.
the wording of the spell, you don't get a save. It just has to use its action to maintain its grip on you.
Okay.
And
Is there a
that's
chance
it.
to break out?
Well, he had a
can
chance
break
when
the
he cast it.
concentration.
I think that's silly.
No recurring chance to break
I
out.
think if you beat him up, then he doesn't.
Yeah.
He has to hold concentration on
Yeah.
it. It's a high
No,
level
yeah,
spell.
exactly. Yeah.
He's using his action every round.
Yeah.
But it's not his turn yet.
No.
Right. So, my next question is: does an earth elemental of large variety that does have reach, can it reach me, or is 30 feet too
So
high?
it wouldn't be able to get you 30 feet, I don't think. How big is a large creature? Like large is the size of a minotaur.
The tall,
so-
the tall side of large is like 12 feet, and the short side is
Yeah.
like 9 feet.
But a minotaur is considered large as well.
Oh, are they?
A minotaur as a creature, yes. Minotaur as a player character is not. It's considered medium,
medium.
but we are.
Okay. So I'll say yeah. Like,
So 25 feet at most, so I'm out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, right? Okay.
I mean, 25 feet is like huge, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but okay. I'm saying that if we went with the 12-ish to 15 feet size of the elemental and it can reach 10, that means that it's like 25 feet up and it still can't reach me at 30. So
Can it jump?
It's very heavy.
Jump.
I'll spin around for a bit, I guess.
All around me are familiar
And
faces.
the ceiling is miles away.
Yeah, you can't see it. I keep doing this to you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't. I can't
That's what
swim
you're
through the
supposed to
air or
do to the
anything. I
giant
can't do
barbarian.
anything.
Yeah.
If he throws the hammer, can he cast a spell from it? If he throws it down to the ground.
I mean,
Well, the other thing,
you have to be.
the other thing is that I could have done cast Bones of the Earth, which I think would make a 30-foot tall thing, but I can't touch the earth, so I can't cling on to that. And I can't
Just wait
shove
till you get
myself off a
dominated
wall.
after this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope the intellect of ours only have a range of like less than 30 feet. I'm safe up here.
They are considered tiny creatures. You'll be fine.
Sure. So as long as I'm floating up here, I don't have my
Yeah,
brains
you're
eaten.
actually the safest one in the room.
Sure. Makud will twist in the air and shout in Minotaur. He will shout, "Entlis, get them!" As he's like sprawling around in the air or being held there. I'm not sure. And then the Earth Elemental will act. So, Elemental has speed 30 and burrow 30.
I would just like to say, it does actually, in the wording of the maul, you do have to slam it into the ground.
Okay.
As an action, you may slam this maul into the ground, creating one of 3 effects, and then the 3 effects of the spells.
The elemental is going to charge right up into both of the Mind Flayer's faces.
Full show.
And that's all it can do because it can only go that far.
I'm sorry, Makud. I do love you. But Mind Flayers don't.
No.
Declan.
Is it really last in the initiative?
No.
I'm going to take a shot at the Mind Flayers with advantage because they are glowy.
Which
Thank
one?
you, Brandon. The one holding Makud.
Good
call.
answer.
Double 14s, which gives me a 25.
Hits. Sir.
Remember, you have an ally within 5 feet because there is an elemental there now.
True.
Get a sweet sneak.
10. 15. 25.
Okay, so that's
31 points of
Okay,
damage.
15 on his Constitution. Oh, he rolled a 15 on the die +1.
Minus bone, because that's
Oh.
a saving throw.
What's the
It's true.
bane?
Sorry, let me roll it for you. Minus 2.
Fuck! No! Makood, you fall. What is
30
it?
feet.
Yeah. A d6 per 5 feet, I believe.
10 feet.
10.
For
Per
10 feet.
Okay. You take 10 bludgeoning damage as you land. Superman landing, one knee down, fist in the floor.
I assume he was raging, so that was reduced to 5.
Didn't say it.
He didn't say it.
I mean, he was more frustrated than raging,
Yeah,
but I didn't want to rage him from the air. So.
I like the idea that
I see,
this is when
yeah.
Makood's like, blows air out of his nose and there's like the smoke and now he's raging.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
It's at this time the mind flayers realized that they had made a mistake.
They had fucked up.
At this moment, he knew. He
He
fucked
fucked up.
Declan's going to use the rest of his turn to bonus action disengage and move like.
Oh, from the intellect.
Yeah, I guess they're not quite close to me yet, are they?
So they would be pretty close. You don't have to disengage, I'll say, but
How fast are they moving?
40 feet.
They have 40
around.
feet around.
They speedy
40
boys.
feet.
For
So-
base movement. So,
They're
Damn.
tiny.
Okay.
They're tiny creatures with 40 feet movement. They're fucking terrifying.
Okay.
Dash, my boy, dash.
how much damage did you do?
Yeah, I
Player?
think
31
20,
to the mind
31.
player.
Cool.
I'm going to bonus action dash away from the intellect hours and lead them further away from the rest of the battle.
Okay.
And then I'll switch. Actually, I don't even have to switch. I have the crossbow in one hand and the sword of haunting in the other hand, and I'll just make ready to use that.
Okay.
By the way, Dylan, is Sword of Haunting piercing or slashing?
Slashing. Short sword.
Sweet.
Okay. Arishmina.
It's my go. Okay, I'm going to fly 30 feet up into the air because I do not want to be on the ground with those intellect devours. And then
Don't know what they do, apart from look gribbly.
all I know is that they are very, very fast. And yes, they look very, very gribbly. And Declan seems to have them in hand. So I'm going to make sure of that. So I'm going to get up out in the air. And mostly to also give the mind flayers a haha, I can do that too. And they are baned. I'm going to spiritual weapon the one with the spiky collar
Mm-hmm.
with advantage because he is glowing. That is a 27 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
All right, that is only 4 points of force damage, but 22 points of radiant damage. Zabrashmina's aura flares and goes in with the hit. Or as Ramiel flares, I guess, and goes in with the hit.
Yeah.
That is my bonus action. And I'm going to... With my action, what am I going to do? I am going to... How far away are the intellect devourers at the moment?
So they're about 20 feet from you right now, but they're about to dash 80 feet right up inside Declan's skull to pilot his body.
No, the flares, I mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, the flares.
Uh-huh.
The flares are still 60 feet away.
It's 60 feet away? Okay, I'm going to hang on to the Bane because that is serving me well, and I am going to cast... How far away from Bryn was me? Or was she at the beginning of the fight?
Abrishmina.
Yeah. Bryn and Makood, who is closer, and how far away are they?
Makoon's charging forward, I think. Right?
He's charging forward.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
we'll be 30 feet.
Okay, so Bryn is within my 30 feet.
Yeah.
30 feet from me. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Bryn.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, because she's down in the nastiness.
Down in the nastiness. Okay.
Down
Also-
on the...
I realized my fall damage was halved because of the chimes. So that's the first thing that the giant saved me from in the 30-foot fall.
But the spirits take 5.
Yes, I've counted it.
Are you good to track that? Or do you want me
Yes,
to keep
I've got
track
it
of
already.
Okay.
No, it's
You
done.
are a saint. So.
People that take damage within 30 feet of Makud get half stuff for the
Yep.
next 10 minutes.
Too bad Declan's not within 30 feet.
Nope.
Nope.
So
He's got high dex.
That should be fine.
so the intellect devourers, you dashed 80 feet or 60 feet away, correct?
The first one is going to have a -1 to his attack from the Bane.
Okay, well they're gonna have to dash to get to him. So
Okay, good.
that is not a problem this turn.
Okay, excellent.
Um,
Keep kiting them, Declan. We'll take care of these flares.
I got a strategy. Working on angle.
the flares. So one of them, the one who was invisible, drops his visibility, and gives
Like,
Bryn
God damn it.
gives Bryn a
Fucking bard.
decidedly furious look. His tentacles kind of wiggle. And Bryn is going to need to make a wisdom saving throw as it casts the spell.
Oh no.
Oh, is it targeting her?
It is.
It needs to make a wisdom save before it can target her.
He's sanctuaried. She's sanctuaried.
Wisdom saving throw with a -1.
With the debuffs today.
It's not making an attack though.
I think it's if you target with a spell too, right?
Targeting
Ward a creature against within range against attack. Oh, attack with a harmful spell. Sure.
Yep.
It's not dealing damage. Does that count?
Yep.
All right.
It only doesn't count if it's an AoE. You're targeting her with a
wisdom
harmful
save?
spell. Yep.
What's the DC?
18
Okay, it got a 22.
-3 for 19. Yeah, okay. So it can still target her.
Okay.
Oop, shit.
Oh, it is an AoE.
Oh, well then never mind.
It just doesn't seem like it would be. Wisdom saving throw, please, Bryn.
I'm not in range of it as well. Being up in the
It's
air.
only 10-foot radius.
Okay.
I mean, can I counter that?
You can cast counterspell if you'd like.
Yeah, then I'll cast counterspell.
Okay. So the spell.
If it's third level
yeah,
or
so
lower.
you need to make a intelligence thingy or a spell casting check.
Spell casting check, so it'll
Yeah.
be just charisma modifier. But you get your bardic half proficiency bonus.
$18.
Okay, you counter the spell handily.
Mm.
It gives you another like kind of noise. The other one, he's less focused on you and more focused on Makud.
There is an elemental in his face. Makud is still 60 foot back.
Yeah, that's
but
what
he
I'm.
can still fuck him up.
How far is the elemental away from you, Makud?
The Makud is the elemental is next to them, and they're 60
yeah.
feet from Makud. So 60 feet
But
away.
did you? I can't remember. Did you have any movement, or you?
No, because
Yeah,
I
that
hit
was
the ground
the
during
point. Yeah.
Declan's turn. I haven't moved at all. I'm
Sweet.
still
Sorry.
back in the first position. No, it's okay.
Um,
By the way, I'm calling them minor flare and major flare.
sure. Then.
Because it's both. Because I was doing MF, and then they're like, I couldn't tell them apart because they were both mind flares. So, minor flare, major flare.
Yeah. So this one, with the kind of spiky bits, just holds up its hand, and you see the darkness just kind of shimmer around it, in like a huge invisible wall in front of it. And so it's a wall of force.
Okay.
And it's just casting like a flat wall in front of it between you and them.
Can we see that wall?
It's an invisible wall of force.
Okay.
But you know it's done that.
Yeah. Okay.
And now it is Bryn's turn.
I'm gonna move the rest of the way up to get to the. Is it the minor flare or the major flare I can get?
Well, neither, because they're behind a wall of force.
You.
You could reach them, but now they are behind a wall.
Yeah.
Can she leap over it?
How high
How
can
tall is-
Bryn jump?
How tall is the wall?
10 foot tall.
There is an elemental standing next to it, who is decidedly as tall or taller. If you
If
wish
you have
to climb.
something that casts in a point you can see, you can cast behind the wall.
Can I throw a fireball?
Sorry.
Unless they did a sphere.
No, they haven't done a sphere. It's not 10 wide though. It's 5 by 5. It's 5 by 2. So it's 20 foot tall and 50 foot wide.
Oh Jesus!
Hmm.
Can I throw fireball over? Or there's an elemental. Can the elemental get me over? No.
That was my suggestion, but it's 20 foot tall, so just about. If it's stretched, maybe.
Probably take its action to pick you up and put you over, but I
Yeah.
guess you could try to climb it.
If you have a spell that just says at a point you can see within range, you can just cast it on the other side of it.
So I
And-
don't. It's not clear whether you can cast through a wall of force. To me, I think I've seen Jeremy Crawford say that you can't cast through it. Like you couldn't Misty Step, for example, which would operate the same way.
So by my ruling, it says nothing can physically pass through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that gets into very detail about whether if you're casting a spell in range, is there like
Exactly.
invisible magic that moves to that point?
I would say
Yeah.
that that's 100% up to your interpretation based on how magic works in your world.
Well, apparently there's goddamn gnomes in my world, so who the fuck gives a shit what I think?
You did not use your voice to tell me that there were no gnomes.
I just
And
assumed.
so now there's gnomes. You just got to live with gnomes now.
Campaign 3 is going to be in a different world, I'll tell you that.
Interesting.
You could stop shouting and DM the game.
Basically, the suggestion here is that you make a wall of force, like a dome, and it counts as total cover, and total cover blocks spells. And then the guy, like, secondary questions, isn't wall of force invisible, so it doesn't provide like visual cover, and it says cover is a physical obstruction, not necessarily a visual one. So the intent is that
Okay.
it protects the person inside. Of course, it is up to Rob entirely.
Yeah, Jeremy Crawford said definitively that magic can't pass through it, at least in a tweet. So wherever you place that kind of.
I
He's
mean-
also said that his rulings aren't meant to be rules as written
Oh,
or
yeah,
rules as
exactly.
intended. So
He also
it's
said
It's
that-
meant to
however.
help people in the game,
He
but
also
Yeah.
said that gnomes were a viable race in D&D, so I'm not
I'd
gonna
say go
take-
ahead and roll on it, Rob.
Hey Rob, can Jade cast a spell through it or not?
She can cast a spell that happens at a point, but she couldn't cast Fireball, because that would be a ball
Alright.
flying.
Okay.
So I could Dissonant Whispers if I wanted to.
Sure. I believe.
You will lose Sanctuary. Easy dubs.
I know.
Okay.
Or
Sorry about
I
the-
can.
Coughing dog.
So good.
have you
Right.
went up to the wall, or
Yeah.
are you? Okay, cool.
Or try to get the elemental to put me over the wall.
Yes, you could hold your turn because the elemental has a way of getting over
Yeah.
that obstruction.
And the
Or
elemental's
more
turn is next.
precisely, under it.
Yes, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. If you wish to hold your turn, then that can be
Yes.
done. Cool.
All right, Makood / elemental.
Makood is 30 feet away. He can get to the wall with a movement. He will then hold his turn, just fucking fuming through this invisible
I
wall.
thought Makood was 60 feet away.
60 feet, sorry. He will dash and then hold his turn, fucking fuming.
Okay.
Acceptable?
Yes.
I guess I should have asked, but the elemental can move through the earth.
It can.
Can he hold 2 passengers and take them under the earth? The other thing is that it's 20 foot tall and he could put them over the top.
I think
it depends entirely on style.
If you wanted, it could burrow under and they could like climb through maybe. I don't think it can actually carry people with it.
Okay. He's going to throw us both over the top then. And then he is going to slip underneath with his own movement and pop up on the other side.
Faux show.
Okay. So both Makood and Bryn look at each other, and the elemental grabs them both and just shoves them up and over. Makood will rage because he's fucking fuming. Will have raged, and then the elemental is going to slip under the wall, just becoming one with the dirt and the rock, and pop out the other side. So there are 2 falling assailants on these mind flayers. Cool. Go, Bryn.
Attack, attack.
All right, gimme.
Yay.
Where are we in the initiative? Bryn was
are,
first, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Bryn
first.
held direction. So it's
And Makood, then the
unit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the first one is a 26 to hit.
Hits.
And a 28 to hit.
Hits.
Does she get bonus damage because she's doing a falling attack, and that's the most powerful attack in all of Dark Souls?
No.
Damn it.
13 points of damage for the first one. 9 points of damage for the second one.
Nice.
And yeah.
All right.
What was the first one? Sorry? There was 14 and 9.
13
13.
and 9.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. Declan, your go. There's two intellect devourers like at your feet.
Okay. So they're like right in front of me?
Yeah. They are all up here.
I'm gonna use... Yeah. I'm going to use the... whatchamacallit? Sort of, haunting?
Yeah.
And attempt to frighten them? DC 15 wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
Are they
First
bane,
one.
perchance?
One of them is going to have a -3.
DC 13, did you say?
15.
15.
1-5.
That's an 18 for the one that's baned. And a 16 for the one that isn't.
Ah, bummer. All right, I'm going to use my action to... God, they're so fast. Are they within melee striking range right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, could you mute while you're fucking with your dice?
I'm sorry.
It's hella loud. Thank you.
Whatchamacallit? I guess I've used my action, so I'm sure I'll out of luck for this turn. I'm going to disengage and start moving back towards the party.
Okay. That's what I like to hear. Abrishmina, it is your go.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to disengage. This doesn't really matter. Sorry. Yeah,
Good.
back to the party.
Okay. Abrashmina is going to fly forward 30 feet, and so that she has a downward angle on the like she's gonna go up over the thing because it's 20 feet tall, so she's gonna fly over so that she's hovering over them. She's going. How is the major flare looking?
Not great, honestly.
I am going to. And yeah, she's gonna go over and she's clutching the Makud holy symbol, the not the a holy symbol of Makud, but the holy symbol that
The
Makud made for
homemade
her.
holy symbol.
And she is going to kind of curl her hands, and like the light that's like around like her radiant aura or whatever is going to gather up into her palm, and then it's going to darken into like this ugly black and purple ball, and she's going to cast Blight on the Majora Flare at a 5th level.
He's gonna try and counterspell.
Okay. But it's going to be a
Is he
let's
Bane?
check. Yes.
For how much?
1.
Okay. Well, he rolled an 18.
Damn it.
It's possible. So your spell just disappears, and it goes.
Yep. I am so angry about that because that was going to be like 39 points of damage. But that's fine. That's fine.
I was going to say you could hit spiritual weapon.
Yeah, no,
Cool.
that is I'm going to spiritual weapon for 26 to hit with why is that only 12 points of force damage. I realize I've been using the wrong modifier for that, and I still get my radiant bonus biznish for an extra 26 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
12 and 26.
Yeah. For sure. He's looking real rough.
God damn it.
Um.
Damn you, Rob.
I was just going to say we also fell like 20 plus feet.
Yeah.
So you could have done some damage to me and Bryn for
I
falling.
feel like that's for someone of your size specifically, Magoo. I feel like that's negligible.
Okay,
Like,
we also have the heroism
yeah.
to absorb it, so I
Whatevs.
just thought I'd point it out.
Thank you for being an honest young gentleman.
Some of that is true.
Bad stuff happens to Declan. They chase after you. There's gonna be 2 claw attacks, or I'll do them one at a time first. Okay, the first claw attack misses, and then I need an intelligence saving throw from you, please.
I'm okay at those.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It's easy. Don't roll a 1.
21.
Yep, you succeed. The next one attacks. Crit again.
Critical?
Crit, yes.
Ooh.
You're not within canceling range.
I moved 30 feet back.
They are tiny creatures. That's 11
I'm
slashing damage.
We're like 60 foot forward from the original starting position, and you like.
Yeah.
and I'm 30
flanked
feet up in the air, so
Yeah.
no way.
Makes sense.
And I need another intelligence saving throw from you, please.
I'm not immune to the effect forever
Uh,
because I made one save.
no.
Okay. 16.
You succeed. You can feel these weird, like eldritch presences kind of caressing your mind, trying to find a way in, but you're very strong. Now, the 2 mind flayers are going to. The first one. Ooh, I like that. Okay, the first one, the non-boss one, is going to reach out with its tentacles and try and grab Bryn around the face. Whoa! That's a flying die. Okay, that's a 23 to hit.
19 to hit.
Still hits.
Damn it.
You take pretty shit 10 14 psychic damage, and you are considered grappled.
She is resistant to psychic damage.
I am.
And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
You bastard.
Please fail, please fail, please fail. I really, really want this. Please. Let me do cool mind flare things. Fail. Fail.
16.
Fuck! It's a goddamn DC 15. Can't have anything fun.
I'm sorry.
The other one is gonna mind blast all of you. Fuck it.
Can't hit me.
Yes it can.
Am I out of range?
What is it?
Yeah, you're out of range. It's a 60-foot cone.
It can't hit me then.
It can.
I'm up in the air.
Yeah, but you're not 60 feet up in the air. It's a cone.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm
the
like,
bottom
I'm
the
directly,
bottom,
I'm directly over him though, as I describe myself in this.
Okay.
Whenever I cast light,
Okay.
so he can get me, or he can get Bryn, Mac, and the Earth Elemental.
I will agree with you. Makood.
the Earth Elemental's probably immune.
Makood and Bryn, intelligence saving throws, please.
Not the Earth Elemental?
Oh, and the Earth Elemental.
Earth Elemental is immune to exhaustion, paralyzed, petrified, poison, unconscious, immunities to poison, and bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. So not mind magics,
No, afraid not.
unfortunately. Yeah, that's like a 6 for the
That's a
elemental.
fail.
Yes, elemental fails. Intelligence save?
Mm-hmm.
8
Woo.
for Makood.
11.
Yes, that's better. That's better.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I have advantage because of
Scarab?
the scarab. That improved my chances by making me roll a 3. So
Yes. Okay.
useful scarab.
So you all take 26 psychic damage, and all 3 of you are stunned for 1 minute.
Excellent.
Is the golem immune?
Oh,
Is
to
he immune to
stunning?
stun?
It doesn't say stun. Exhaustion, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, unconscious.
Oh.
It has a mind.
At
It
the end
does.
of each turn, you can try and repeat the saving throw.
It's my granddad.
You could also try not to. If you wanted.
Did you say it's immune to being incapacitated?
No, he said unconscious.
Incapacitated? No, he's not immune to incapacitated. I
Okay.
guess it's so people can stun it when they're monks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or mind
Okay.
flayers.
Yeah.
Blind mayors.
I was just making sure because it's like a stunned creature is incapacitated due to the condition. So if you're not immune to stunned, you might be immune to being incapacitated.
Correct,
No,
you're all
no, it's a
incapacitated,
reasonable-
and you know what happens when you're incapacitated around mind flayers.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So 26 psychic damage, right? And I was stunned for a minute.
Yes. Brynhild, it is your turn.
So 6 of that is absorbed. Remember, Bryn, from your heroism.
And
How much
half-
of that?
Yeah, and
from
half of
the-
that is from into the spirits. Is that correct?
Oh god. The heroism is 6 temporary hit points a turn. I think you take temporary hit points first, and then you
Yeah,
reduce
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you have left
So you
into
basically-
the chime.
You take 10, and the spirits take 30, and each of you take 10.
So,
Mhm.
So you take 10 damage.
well, no, because I take half of that.
No,
you take
Some
five.
resist-
it's 26.
She takes
minus-
half of that because she's the Kalash star, so she
Oh,
takes
oh,
half
okay.
of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I didn't know that.
resistant to, yeah.
Okay, so you take 5. But you're stunned.
Yeah. But I can repeat the save at the end of my turn, right?
Correct.
Yeah, which means that Dan, the spirits only took 25 because she was resistant to the damage, so wouldn't have done as much damage to the chimes.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
it comes to the end of my turn. I'm going to repeat my save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be a 15.
Son of a bitch. That's the exact DC.
That's my turn.
No
Good.
brain eating for you today.
Come on, Miku, do me proud. You can do it.
Oh, is it my go?
Yeah.
You want me to? Mm.
All you gotta do is
Uh,
14 or less. That's all we need.
this is int save again.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
I rolled a 16 minus 2. My intelligence is not a 14.
Yes,
Oh.
dude. I love him. Ah, that makes me so happy.
So, yeah. There you go.
I was just gonna remind Rob that the one is still grappling Bryn.
Yes, one successfully grappled Britain.
Yeah. So Bryn is no longer stunned, but is now grappled. It's still grappled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Elemental, which has like a -3. Holy shit! I rolled a 15 because it was 18 minus 3.
He succeeds.
The elemental recovers. Code does not.
Hey Maku, did you roll that with advantage because you're scarab, or is it only the initial one that you can do that on?
I mean, I thought this was more a test.
Okay.
It's still a saving throw,
It
right?
is still a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, you're repeating the saving throw, so I don't think
I
this,
rolled
this-
again. It made no difference.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I
was
think
just
the
trying to-
scarab does allow you to continue to save, though. Right, with
Okay.
advantage.
Yeah.
Sweet. I rolled terribly again, so it's fine.
Good buddy. Oh, I love him. Declan.
He's really.
I think Declan's going to use his action to put up a. If are the things close to him again, like right with the melee range?
Yeah. They were melee attacking you before.
He's going to use the Ring of Elemental command to create a wall of stone and a complete dome around him, and trap them inside. If they want to try to get out of it, they have the right to a dex save. But I don't know that they would know they're being trapped in there with me, who I assume is their quarry.
Yeah. They would try.
Okay.
There's more tasty brainses out there.
DC 17.
Okay. They're pretty dexy. That's still fail. Yeah, they don't have any. One fails, and the other does succeed. So you trap one of them in there with you. The other one jumps up and lands on top.
Okay, cool. I am then going to. I guess I could try to kill this thing. Nah, I'm gonna phase out. I'll disengage and phase myself out of the wall.
Sick.
And engage with the one who's not trapped.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, so there is one that is looking really rough. Is the one that is looking real rough the one that is grappling Bryn, or is that the other one?
The other one is grappling Bryn.
Okay, but the other one is looking real rough. Ramiel is going to slice into him with a 27 to hit.
Hits.
That is 12 points force damage and 24 radiant.
So you just see Ramiel just leap forward and just cut off this thing's head in one swipe. And its head goes tumbling up. Its tentacles are cut in half and they drop. And the other one lets out this gargling noise of anguish, and then does nothing else.
Okay.
Man, you're doing like a sneak attack's worth of damage on a bonus action a turn with
Yeah.
that. You've literally just killed that mind flayer, and none of the rest of us have got an attack in.
To be fair, I can only do this kind of stuff on my bonus action once a day. Because it's only because of the Radiant Soul that I'm able to add the radiant damage to this attack.
But still,
Yeah. Otherwise I would only get it if I was casting radiant damage stuff.
Which is
but
most of
yeah,
the stuff.
no, not most of it, but a goodly portion. There is, there is a lot, but not everything. But yeah, that was my bonus action. Pretty damn good bonus action, if I do say so myself.
Alright,
And then
double check.
the other one is holding on, is grappling. Is grappling, Bryn, but she is no longer stunned. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. I am going to fly down with my 30 feet of movement so that I am now in range of things. And going to slap a hand on her shoulder, give it a vigorous squeeze, and cast freedom of movement so that she can no longer be grappled.
Okay.
That is my go.
So this mind flare just drops her, and then like looks around. Its kind of eyes a little wide. Places like a hand over its face, and you see its form begin to shift and shimmer and blur, and it's going to turn and run away. And you see like the intellect devourer that's fighting you, Declan, is going to just turn and disengage and run away.
Is that an attack of opportunity?
Disengaged.
You guys
No.
can have attacks on the mind flare.
And the intellect devourers are stuck in a wall.
One of them is,
Only one of them.
One of them? Okay. So attacks of opportunity.
but they're at disadvantage
Why?
because it casts blur on itself. Are you playing the same game we're playing?
I mean,
I assumed it was going to plane shift,
No,
Yeah.
they're not that
but
powerful.
Declan doesn't know what they do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, his form's just shifting and shimmering and blurred. And he's very hard to hit.
Okay, but he's glowing because of fairy fire, so it's going to be a straight attack.
Correct.
Okay.
So 26 to hit.
26 hits.
20 to hit.
He's going to cast shield and that will miss.
We can do that for the whole round. The one slam is a 19, which I presume with
that
shield would
misses,
miss. Cool.
Got 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
And so he cast a spell and then he moved how far away?
30 feet.
He's still in range for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Chase after him. We should chase after him so that he doesn't alert the others.
Yeah, we definitely want
Yeah.
to kill that guy.
Yeah.
So
Shame-
whose turn?
Shame mind flares operate as a hive mind, isn't it? Imagine.
Although we don't know.
Yeah, we
at
don't know.
all.
Just being a dick.
Yeah.
An honest dick, but...
But yes. Who's
It's
next in the
Bryn's go.
initiative? Thank you.
So I'm gonna move my movement, take 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a 26 and a 23.
Both hit.
Uh, 13 and 9. That sounds really familiar. And God bless you, Byron. I'm gonna cast Psionic Blast at, let's go 5th level.
You guys are all using your new artifact, and I have to spend like 8 hours to get one use out of mine.
So I need a dex save.
Mine is to help everybody.
Yeah. Might
Also,
help
I've
everybody
not
too.
attacked the entire combat, so
17.
That is a pass.
Hell yeah, bro.
Besides, you like it. You like it that you like your item, Declan. Don't even pretend.
I do. I think it's very cool.
is that you?
40.
Does
So
nothing
he
happen?
takes half of 47 damage. And fortunately, he's not
Jesus Christ.
knocked prone.
Yeah. Okay, well, he is now looking bloodied, and he's like stumbling and clutching his chest as he's running.
Concentration check on that blur, my dude.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, she has a couple to make. Success. Okay, that's a fail. That's a fail. Yeah, so he's no longer blurring and it's just stumbling. Makood,
Stunned.
make your save, boy.
I did. Stunned.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
Is
that dude's browners.
Yeah, but I don't think he's not concentrating on the spell. He stunned
Yeah.
me, giving me the stunned condition that I'm trying to recover from. So
I guess, but I would
he
say
mind
No,
that
that
blasted
makes
me.
sense to me.
it's an intelligence set. Okay. Sure.
I mean, that's how I took it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy.
Elemental runs up. Misses one, hits one, I'm presuming. Because I rolled a 19 plus like 8 or whatever it is.
Yeah, boy.
And then like a 6 plus 8, which I presume misses. 14.
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah, so. One slam
Uno
for 15 damage.
slam. Nice.
Big sandy fist.
Rocky fist. Not that sandy, I suppose. Declan?
How close am I to the mind flayer that's fleeing?
You're 90 feet away from the mind flare that's fleeing.
And the intellect devour moved away from me.
Yeah.
Okay, so without getting within melee range of the intellect devour, I will move 30 feet towards the mind flayer. Use my bonus action. Well, he's still glowing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's blurring also.
He's no longer blurred.
No longer blurring. All right, then I will move 60 feet closer and take an attack with advantage.
Sure.
18 on the die, so that makes it a to 1d9.
He's not blurred. He's not fairy-fired anymore. Because
he's not fairy-fired.
No, I've just looked. He's moved out of the 20-foot cube.
Oh, no sweat.
So
I thought he takes the glow with him.
No,
No, yeah, he-
you cast it in a cube and then it sticks to them.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, he's under the effect as long as Bryn concentrates on it, I'm pretty sure.
Has Bryn made her concentration checks with that?
I have, yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you basically get fairy dusted by like Tinkerbell, and it's
like you hit an area and then the glow follows you, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it says each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is all, I suppose, when the spell is cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay. In that case, it's a 29 to hit.
Yeah. That hits.
10, 16. Ooh. 28, 32. 32 points of damage.
32.
Nice. I would also say like the Mind Blast thing is a class feature rather than a spell, so it's not like the spell has stopped being concentrated on because
true.
he's
Right.
dead.
It would
I'm
only
still
be a
stunned.
concentration effect if it explicitly called it
Yeah.
one.
Which is fine.
They're supposed to be powerful creatures.
They are usually. Not when we have OP items.
Shush, 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 shush. Is it still alive, DM?
Yep.
Whose turn is it?
It's Abrashmina's turn.
Abrashmina is going to. I don't think she can spiritual weapon it because it ran 30 feet. What's its movement speed?
30 feet, yeah.
Okay, so she's going to move the spiritual weapon, or Ramiel's going to move 20 feet, but then Abrashmina is going to follow and cast Guiding Bolt. Ooh, get a 26 to hit.
Hits.
That is going to be 16 plus 4, 30 points of radiant damage.
Okay, this one is also dead. You just put a hole straight through its chest. Declan, you see the intellect devourers, just like, or the one that you can see, just immediately turn and begin sprinting back to the city.
Okay. Can I get off a shot at the... Is the Mind Flayer dead yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get off a shot at the Intellect Devourers, please?
You can.
That's going to be a 27.
Hits.
Oh, I'll use my bonus action if I can to do an insightful fighting check on it.
Sure thing.
So it rolls deception.
Well, it's not your turn yet. It's
Sure.
Bryn's turn.
Okay. So I can't sneak attack it.
Well, it's actually, you shouldn't be able to attack it yet at all.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Apologies. That was my
No,
fault.
no, my worries.
Bryn.
Let's move to attack something.
I mean, it's a
Devourer's
tiny
really
creature
far.
that's like 100 feet away from you.
Let's move to attack something. I can't attack it, but I can move towards it.
I mean, you have no idea where it is.
Okay, fine. Can't hear the screams of battle.
I mean, Declan's a sneaky guy. If
Super
Declan wants to-
sneaky.
yeah.
Fine then. I will be like,
I'm not hiding right now. You probably see me.
True, but I mean, you're not going like, there's the intellect devourer, we must kill it. Unless you are, in which case.
No, I mean I shot at it. Not
You are yet to
sneakily.
You
Protect
haven't
it.
shot yet.
Oh
Remember
no,
that
right. Sorry.
hasn't happened.
Time is a thing.
Oh.
Only
This-
goes in one
this-
direction.
Time is a flat circle.
Um.
Just chill.
Yeah. I guess start walking back towards where we were originally.
Mm-hmm. Makood.
Still stunned.
Sick.
Ele-
Declan.
Elemental has nothing
My
to
turn?
do.
Yeah. You can keep those rolls if you'd like.
Sure.
Up to you.
But I would like to insightful fighting check it if I can.
Absolutely.
So it rolls deception.
Okie dokie. Sucks at that. That is gonna be a 10.
Okay, so I will have my sneak attack, in which case that's 9. 16. 22, 27 points of damage.
You kill it.
Sweet.
Just one shot, boom. Arrow straight through it.
I'll say to everybody, we need to quickly kill the one inside this wall. We're going to harvest that thing's brain. I'm going to point to the dead mind, the head dead mind flayer, and then we should leave this area immediately. I'll wait till everyone's in place, and I'll drop the wall.
Sure. It's there. Everyone can attack.
Makood's stunned for like another 36 seconds or something, so...
I mean, I feel like the three of us could probably kill it while he
Yeah.
gets unstunned.
It's got 21 hit points and like 12 AC. You're
No,
fine.
I know. I'm just saying, he is not there. Neither is the Elemental because he can't really control it while stunned, so...
Do we need to make attacks, or...?
Is it a
nah,
coup de grace?
I'll say it's alright. You can just kill it.
Ah!
Avast, ye little brain.
And then, yeah, I'm going to go over to the head mind
Search
flayer.
the
and,
bodies.
I mean, you guys can search the bodies. I'm going for the brain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Opportunity will search the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to see how much of this thing's, kind of comparing it to the creature in the desert that I dissected, and that
Yeah.
felt kind of similar, I guess.
Yeah.
See if I can figure out its neurology.
They seem like completely unrelated.
Mm.
This creature, its brain is like the size of your whole head.
Mhm.
And it's very strange. You see, like, a lot of it is made up of this like slightly denser brain tissue that like humans don't have. and it's definitely just a completely different creature in any way to anything you've ever like looked at before. But you can poke around in its brain all you want.
I'll just wrap it very carefully in some like sample protective paper and put it inside like a number of leather sacks and tie it up real tight.
Yeah, sure.
And put it in the bag of holding.
Cool. You guys, on its
Good goes. Ah! Oh, we over? What happened? You can carry on, Rob.
Thank you. On its person, you find, or on each of their person, they both have 2 staves. Each one grants +1 to spell attacks and DC. They are
Whoa.
attunement. And apart from that, you find nothing else, apart from their robes.
Is there a requirement for class?
Yeah, you won't be able to use them.
Well, I'm sorry, what were they?
Arcane magic. +1 to spell attacks and DC.
Robes, you said?
Requires attunement by an arcane caster.
Yeah.
Damn it. Make a good gift for Alluri.
Or Bryn if she wants it.
Yeah.
I'm all full up on attunement.
You guys know a few arcane casters, though.
Yeah. These will make fine. I honestly would have considered trading out the staff of free heals for an extra DC.
Really? All of those free spells?
Yeah. For a 19 DC at level 11, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, then you'd actually have to use your spells to heal.
Yeah, I know.
Burn.
I know. Hey,
Not
man.
that kind of cleric.
Hey,
Whoa.
how much damage did that Bane save you from taking that I didn't have to heal? That's all I'm saying.
It's very true.
Very true. Don't knock the battle mercy if she kills the thing before it can kill you.
I mean, when she's doing 31 points of spiritual weapon hits.
It's true. I'll just
Yeah.
I'll retire and do experiments while you do the rogue.
Sure.
Oh, I just pulled the plaster off my wrist and I took about 5 million hairs with it. Oh my god, I was screaming. Oh,
Plaster?
fuck.
Anything else besides the stabs?
Nah, the robes are mundane.
Okay. Any kind of like symbols or anything like that for this city up ahead, or any kind of iconography to make note of?
No.
Okay.
Any money in their pockets, things like that?
No money.
Okay.
Should probably take your robes though, in case we need to move around the city.
Do you really want to have the conversation about what an illithid looks like naked?
Declan is genuinely curious, but he will say, "I'm not sure we have time to strip them. We don't know what these creatures' capabilities are. We should flee as quickly as possible."
We should find a safe place to rest.
I agree.
All right.
I would suggest we take a path not directly towards the city.
Seems wise.
I am not sure that we could. That I would be able to help much more if we had another battle today.
No, the quicker we're away, then. Sorry.
I was going to. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Away then. Haha.
Away then. Someone make me a survival check.
Survival? Does Makut have advantage because it is the desert?
I don't think this is the desert.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a +5. And someone else can take it if they want.
Someone else could
No,
help Makud
I
for
think
advantage.
Makud with guidance would be the way to do it. Or inspiration.
Or do you have a +5 Jade with your Jack of all trades bonus?
Yes.
Okay. Mine is a +6.
Ah.
But
Well,
it
then
makes more
perhaps it
sense.
should be average.
It makes more sense for Makud, but Makud can have guidance. Or have my help and have advantage and guidance.
I rolled a natural 20, so, and a
Wow.
+4 on the guidance. So
Okay.
when
So-
he eventually recovers, and everyone are like grubbing over squid people, it's like, oh, we can take the squid people's things, but not the snake things. I see.
Makud, you basically lead the party onwards and like built into the side of this massive rock. This rock cavern is essentially like a giant dome, and in one of the walls, you find a cave that like opens and then turns immediately left, and like opens out into this much wider space, like completely hidden from view of the city.
Mm.
It is
Sorry.
good place to camp.
Very good, Makud.
With an
Is there
extra
like
20,
an-
there's also running water and a man with towels.
I mean, the running water is totally a thing that could happen with like a
No,
water fountain or
Maddie,
waterfall.
sorry.
Spring or something.
Yeah, hot spring.
No.
Hot spring.
Is there like an opening that can be not sealed off, but like a single point of entry?
Yeah, so it opens and then turns like immediately left, so there's almost like a corridor.
So at the opening of that corridor, then where we come in, once we move past it, while people are setting up camp or whatever, I will take 10 minutes and cast alarm across that
Sure.
space, and just set it to trigger a silent alarm in my head.
That sounds very good.
Get out
And then
the
I will
door.
then I will resummon Biscuit and give him a little scritch on his little weasel head. Sorry you had to get squished.
Did that take an hour to find
10
that
minutes.
place?
Oh, sorry.
No. Sorry, to find the hidden place.
Somewhere within an hour.
Okay.
Find familiar takes an hour to cast. Hour
Takes
and
10
10
minutes.
No,
You guess there's a ritual, don't you?
Yeah.
it's not an action spell, so it has a casting time of an hour.
Huh?
What?
Doesn't it?
No.
I don't think so.
Mm,
I don't think it does.
Maybe resurrecting
casting time 1 hour.
Oh yeah, it is 1 hour.
Happens in critical role
Yeah,
time.
but
An
it's
hour for him to change.
For the spell?
yeah, it's
Yep.
specifically 1 hour for Find Familiar.
It also costs. Doesn't it cost 10
Okay, well, then I'll take an
GP
hour.
each time you do it?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
costs 10 gold worth of charcoal
Mhm.
and incense.
Yeah.
I'm just
Herbs.
marking out gold.
Poor biscuit. But I was just saying that's going to take you an hour to cast. So
I'll say you can use just incense
An
and
hour.
use average Mina's incense if she'll let you.
I mean, I guess I've got like 80, 100 pounds of it.
Yeah, you got like a trillion incenses.
Mm-hmm.
Just the reason I asked about it being an hour to get there, Makota's going to sit down and Enthris is going to sit down next to him and then crumble into dust or something. And then he's going to look a little sad and then
And
sit there.
as you guys take your rest, I think we shall also take a rest. And by rest, I mean break.
Sweet.
A break or
Roll some hit
Yes,
dice.
a break.
I'll be right back.
You don't roll hit dice on a long rest.
resummons biscuit.
You know.
Is this a long rest?
Is it a long rest?
I mean, are we like are we basically I'm asking, are we hand waving a long rest so I can do my spells now before the break, or do I need to wait until we actually succeed at long rest?
No one is going to disturb you.
Okay.
You
Thank
may
you.
have a long rest.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Let me have those wonderful spell slots back.
Woo! Woo!
Woo!
Woo! Well, we killed 2. Ready to kill a city of them?
Maybe.
We probably should not try. Don't think that would be our wisest move. I mean, is that the city we have to go to, I guess?
We don't know.
Yeah, that's
It's
worth
our
finding
best
out.
clue.
I mean, if we're taking long rests and casting rituals and stuff, we can do some divinations or investigations or whatever. And,
Mm-hmm.
If I can get close enough to the city walls without getting detected, I can send Seamus over maybe and look around inside.
You're not sending
Biscuit.
Seamus anywhere.
Sorry, I keep saying Seamus because I'm thinking about him like a spider. Biscuit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Seamus
I
doesn't
would
listen
never
to
try
you.
to co-opt your little creature.
Seamus doesn't listen to anyone. Seamus does his own thing.
Fair enough. Biscuit does whatever the fuck I say.
Well, must be nice.
Never talks back. It's wonderful.
You piece of shit.
Excuse you.
Sorry, I'm trying to print this thing and it just closed.
Oh, okay.
But then I'll have to plug in my printer.
I do hate printers. And computers and things in general. But printers are kind of the worst.
When I left work a couple weeks ago, I was like, fuck it, I'm not taking anything with me. And it was a mistake, I'll admit.
Well, you should have
Taken
ran
the
off with
printer?
a printer. Yeah.
No, I should have taken a lesson plan, one of my lesson plan templates with me, but I didn't.
Probably.
Uh-oh.
So now I have to dig through a bunch of shit and
Hey kids.
Hey. Oh. Here you go, Ginger.
puppy.
She's so
Puppy's named Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good name for a dog.
Yeah. It was Sugar.
Mm.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Both
another
ingredients of cookies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you want up here. Good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're such a good girl.
I am a good girl. Thank you. It's so nice of you to notice, Corinne.
Can't believe how much ripping off that plaster hurt.
Why did you have plaster on your hand?
It was on my wrist.
Why did you have plaster on your wrist? Doesn't change.
Because it wasn't bleeding at all. Oh, wait, no, it's the other one. It was bleeding.
Oh.
So you found yet another way to injure yourself?
Obviously.
Where'd you get the what?
I think we're having a cultural misunderstanding.
Oh. Is plaster what you call band-aids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was picturing like a plaster cast of some kind. I guess.
Yeah, I know. me
Hence the
too.
cultural misunderstanding.
No, you're sharper than us, obviously, Jade.
They're called plaster because it's from elastoplast, which is
Yeah.
the thing.
I don't know what that is either.
It's a brand of plasters.
Okay.
Do we call them band-aid
I know you
or
do. But when you say Band-Aid to me, I think of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
or
same.
adhesive bandages?
Yeah, adhesive bandages. That's well easy to say. Mom, I hurt myself. Please may I have an adhesive bandage?
Could you
Well, I mean-
apply the adhesive bandage?
Well, considering that plaster is used for casts, it doesn't make sense to call a band-aid a plaster.
If it
There's-
is the
there's no-
shortening of elastoplast,
Yeah.
which is a plaster here.
I mean, elastoplaster is such an easy thing to say.
No, that's
too.
what you call
No,
it. a
that's why we
plaster.
call it plasters. You are proving our argument.
I mean, that's why we call adhesive bandages band-aids.
Are we all ready to play D&D again? Can we do that?
I'd rather
Right there.
argue more.
About our cultural misunderstandings.
Can we play D&D now?
No, I'd rather argue more.
Well, you know what you'd rather do.
Yeah, fuck it. There's mind flayers. Start. No. So you guys, everyone's back, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys finish your long rest without worry. Does anyone want to do anything specific?
Yeah.
I have a couple things I'd like to do during the long rest,
Of
or
course.
as we're like settling in for it. I don't know how long we have before like needing to sleep. But I was hoping to invest a few hours in experimenting with the lens.
Sure.
Yeah, so Declan will be like totally wrapped up in this thing for a little while. And how long do I have before like I would have to go to sleep?
I mean, it's like if you guys are planning on getting up the next morning, you probably got a few hours, 3 or 4.
It's like 3 or 4. Okay, we'll call it 4.
Sure.
And I'm going to just experiment with seeing if I can imbue shield into. Before I go to bed, I'll use stone shape to make like about 100 little stone tokens to put in the bag of holding with like the arcane rune for shield, like just on it,
Yeah.
like etched into the stone. And I'll invest 4 hours in creating a casting of shield in one of those.
Sure.
And then before bed,
What level shield?
first level, so it'll be 8 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
So that's just 4 hours down.
Yeah. That's cool.
Before bed, I'll just go to Makud and say, "Do you have a word that begins with the G sound?" It's like I don't want to do it. If you're stumped, we could ask for help.
What do you think about? What does G mean to you?
Favorite gar sounds of a show. Well, everyone likes their grandma. Or a golf. Is there a golf in a shower?
Kind of. Yeah.
Can
But
make
it's-
up a.
It's not anywhere near. Sure.
Well, it's a part of the island, right?
Yeah.
You could always make up some kind of festival that starts with G, like the Ghostly Mirage or the Ghost Menagerie or something. It's some kind of like winter
That's kinda-
solstice, shortest night of the year or longest night of the year type thing, if you want. Then just make something up that starts with G.
Gifts.
Sure, but he's
Mm.
led his life
Gangrene.
as an imprisoned, like, Colosseum fighter. I don't like. What human heritages is he gonna have? Like,
Glass.
so glass. Sure, that is the best suggestion I've heard so far.
I like
Yeah,
Ghost
this-
Menagerie.
what about
personally.
the
That
gar?
sounds pretty cool. The glass.
Or the Glass Sea.
What about the glass that we walked over? As far as you can see.
G is for the glass sea, which goes as... G is for the glass sea.
Glass sea that goes as far as you can see.
It goes as far as Makud can see.
Gold.
Glass sea. We'll go with glass
Yeah,
sea.
but he has. It doesn't value gold. He's got
Yeah.
fucking tons of it. I that was a struggle. Like I was trying to think like minotaurs and Ashar and like everything. We haven't. And you said grandmas, and like we've had no interaction with old people apart from you and that one priestess.
The assumption was that everybody has a grandma, but I guess Makud does not know his own.
No,
grandma,
Makud does not know or has not had time.
Okay, I've got a really good one. Gynecologist.
Right.
G is for the gyno, but I had my pelvis examined.
I think the glass is the best thing, but it's also like not really that
it's a
positive.
reference to...
But
Sure, I mean, it's pretty, I guess.
I mean, it
I
was
imagine
made
it was
by
pretty.
Nahasira, which is she's a positive person. So
True. Did she tell us that? Maybe?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Did Makud remember? Maybe not. Fought a troll there. That was interesting.
yeah.
There's just a picture of like a cartoon troll bursting out the glass trying to attack Makud.
But in this drawing, Makud insists that he was taller than the troll.
How about
It's like, no, it was small.
G is for the glass sea, where monsters wait to do battle. For battle is a wonderful thing.
Sure.
It's a working line.
We can edit it later.
Which twinkles in the sun.
Duh.
I imagine it was pretty while they were like
Yeah.
spending days
it's hella-
walking
like,
across it. So.
It's a known quantity. Like you can kind of see it shimmering from Ashar itself. Like on a very hot day when the sun's in the right place. So it's like definitely something they know about.
Which sparkles in the sun. I like that one. If we're doing this by committee, see the player like sparkles in the sun. Oh, what is big girl? You don't get up on that bed. It's covered in white stuff. Come here, sweetie.
G is for the glass sea, which glistens in the sun.
Yes.
What else would we like to do during the long rest?
Abrashmina is going to do ascending to Eli.
Sure.
Had a bit of a close call today. We are in the places of power to the north. It is very dangerous. And I am honestly not sure how things will go.
You get a message back immediately. And he says, "Do you want us to come? Are you alright? I'm sure you can handle whatever it is, but maybe I can get Alluri to bring us here."
How many charges are in the sending stone? Is it just one? Do I have to cast a spell to talk to him again?
No, I think it's 3 a day.
Okay. She'll respond back with, I am not sure you would be able to, Alluri would be able to get here. Just know that I am thinking of you. And I will meditate on our need to see if for you to make that risk.
He responds back equally quickly, just saying, "Please don't go too far. I don't know what I'd do." That's what he says.
Abrashmina will have a door moment. She doesn't actually physically say door.
It just kind of escapes her while she's meditating. We all look at her. Oh, she's listening.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess while we are, can I cast commune twice in one day? Oh, I know, sweetheart. Yeah, no, I am not going to commune on that before bed.
Okay.
I guess there's one more thing Declan would like to do.
Sure.
He would probably go find Bryn, and just sort of stiffly approach and say, I hope I'm not bothering you. I wonder if I could ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead. She'll kind of
When
put her
you-
loot away.
Thank you. When you examined the lens, was what you read on it the full sum of the knowledge you could gain? Could you perhaps see anything or gain any insight into its creation?
Really, I don't know. I just sometimes when I touch an object or I just kind of get a little a flash of insight, I guess.
I wondered if you would help me in whatever capacity you could to understand this thing better. Now, obviously, its applications in the generation of spells for combat, for our adventures, are obvious, but understanding how something like this is made could do good for more than just us. This creates power from nothing. With enough time, a smaller model, if I could find a way to create it, could create abundance. Cheaply. To be used by anyone. Of course, I'm not putting this all on you. There's a lot occurring to me all at once, and I'm trying to see what I can make of it, but this is my goal.
I get it. I get it. I mean, and I'll help in whatever way I can. But like I said, I don't really even understand what it is.
Your power or the lens?
Both.
I understand your conundrum.
I
If you'd
mean,
be willing to try.
I mean, I guess. I mean, you know, if you want me to, I can hold it again and try to.
It doesn't have to be right now. If you wouldn't mind right now, that would be
I
wonderful.
mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, like I said, I can't promise anything. I mean,
Of course.
I've never really gotten anything from my sword beyond that initial, and so I don't. You know what? Just give it here,
I'll
and
hand it over.
what's the worst that can happen, right?
If you can see back to its origins in any way, that's what I'd like to know.
All right. So Breno just kind of
You
like,
take it.
yeah,
You focusing on it.
yep.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing. I'm sorry.
Declan's definitely disappointed, but he tries not to let it show. Oh no, of course. I appreciate the effort, and I thank you. If you would be interested in contributing in any sort of arcane capacity, I know you're one of the spellcasters that I know of talent that I respect, and be happy to have your input elsewhere. But I appreciate you trying in this regard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, I can. I never really was much for, studying as much as I could, but I'll give it a try, I guess.
Wonderful. And I mean, he probably won't bore you right now with like the copious notes he's already taken on the subject. I'll let you go to bed. Another time.
After her sending with Eli, Abrashmina will approach the others about his offer to see if Alluri can bring help. I am not. She'll like explain what he said. Basically, I am not certain if we should bring anyone else into this, but I also am not sure how. If this is something that we would be able to take on our own. Those snakes were a bit much, and then we have an entire city ahead of us full of dangers.
We need more information. I do not think we should head into the city at all until we can ascertain whether this is our ultimate goal. This city. We can guess that it is, but perhaps you could consult with the Watcher tomorrow morning to ask more specific questions. Perhaps I could investigate myself alone, but
Yeah, you're not going alone.
not into the city itself, but perhaps to the walls.
Those things with the brains, they saw you even whenever you were hidden. I am not sure that even your skills would hide you from their sight.
I have to assume that whatever vision or sight they have is out to a certain range. But
I mean,
Of course.
we don't even really know if that it was they were seeing, right? They could have just been sensing you.
of course, but all senses have a maximum distance at which they operate.
Yes, but the chances of you being able to avoid an entire city of people is
I'm not talking
or-
about going through again. I'm talking about going to its boundaries.
I mean, all I'm saying is someone needs to go with you. I don't understand why that's up for debate. I mean, I'm not saying arguing that we shouldn't go. I'm just saying it's better to go as a pair than
Unless I'd be perfectly open to you and I going.
well, I mean, I
the-
kind
the
of
more-
lack the ability to see in the dark. So, I mean,
Correct. The issue with taking everyone at once is that there's a higher likelihood of attracting attention. Of course,
Not-
it's a gamble either way.
Mm,
I'm not saying everybody at once. I'm just saying we don't go, just you.
That would be the greatest likelihood of success if our goal is stealth and information gathering. The goal would be to avoid combat, obviously, but I'm not putting my foot down on it. I'm just weighing the probabilities.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about if that's what we want to do. We'll discuss that further, I guess. But how would they find us if they were going to come here? Eli and whomever else he brings.
I would assume the DM can correct me that I believe I said that Abrashmina left something with Oluri in which to track them or to like anchor like any kind of teleport. I think I said that before we had came out.
All right.
I
Yeah?
remember you saying you left
Rob?
something for scrying, but I don't remember exactly what.
I'm not sure with teleport you can anchor something from a place. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
no, you could
anchor
you could
something from a
scry on the
person.
place and then have a better chance of teleporting there because you've seen it. So
Hmm.
like if you scryed Abrashmina because she left an object and then saw the location where she was, you would have I think you have a higher likelihood of getting there.
Is that correct, DM?
Correct.
Okay. Abrashmina will explain that in the best way that she can. That she left a trinket with Eluri so that Eluri could find her with her magic and then teleporting. It's dangerous. She doesn't pull out the imaginary drawing board like Bryn, but she does explain that to some degree.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be dangerous for them. They would be much easier for them to leave than it would be to. But
Okay.
it is something, and we could ask them to bring whatever it is we might think we need. But it
Again,
was
I don't think we.
a close
Sorry.
stay. It was a close stay. She like looks at Makud and
Okay.
I mean,
it's the first time Makud's gone unconscious, and it kind of scared Abrashmina a tiny bit. And then Abrashmina was also almost swallowed alive, and she came very close to unconsciousness, and that is,
Bryn
and
was nearly swallowed alive.
Bryn and Abrashmina were swallowed alive, and if we hadn't managed to get out, it would have been very bad because it was both healers, and Makud did nearly die.
Declan will say, obviously we face danger that is beyond anything we've faced before. Things we don't understand. So I don't think we should invite our friends into that danger until we understand the danger better. It may be necessary to call upon them. It may not. Let's try to find out first.
All right. Now I'm a little fuzzy on all the details of what we were expecting when we got here.
We're supposed to be finding the source of the sperm's power. What's his name?
Its nature is a bit ambiguous to us, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Wasn't there some sort of dark wizard or something?
That's what I'm saying, is that, like, I don't know that I was necessarily expecting to find this spurned guy, underground.
No,
He's
we are
not.
not. We're not trying to find him. We are trying to find the thing that gives him power over the sandworms. If we can disrupt that, we would have time to go after him. If he does not have, he
I don't know that, but I wasn't expecting to find it.
We were told that it was underground, the source of his power.
All right. I
Some
just wanted
sort
to
of
make
ancient people that fell, but not all of them fell. We were told they were guardians of something.
and that the wizards dug underground, right? And they found something that
Or
caused
made something or something.
the.
Now, it's possible that this power that this spurn controls is connected to these beings. It's the influence they seem to have over our minds, or the attempted influence they seem to try to take.
That's
It
the point I'm
rings-
trying to make.
I'm agreeing with you, absolutely. Which means we may have no other option than to deal with these creatures, at least see what is within the city.
That-
We cannot fight 50 of them all at once, or more than 50.
Yeah, two of them, they got kind of scary.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't even do anything. They were all dead. They
Which is
weren't
why
scary.
we should take no moves until we understand more. I say the first thing we do in the morning. Is it the morning now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing we do in the morning,
dawn.
if you can, Abrashmina, is to call upon the Watcher and see what you can learn. Now that we know a little more about these creatures.
Yes, okay. Should I do a commune with the yes/no, or should I do the divination where it is one straightforward answer?
With the divination, we need to ask one specific question. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I get a straightforward answer, short, possibly cryptic.
Well, if we can think of the right question, that would be the most economical use, because that would use lower level energies for you, correct?
They will both be rituals for me, so there's actually, I could prepare both. The lower one requires some cost of my incense, but the other one is just a little bit of incense and some holy water.
I leave that to your discretion.
I suppose I could always prepare both, and then we can go from there. If you all would help me formulate my thoughts in the morning, whenever I commune and divine.
All
Okay.
right.
As this conversation's kind of winding up and everybody's kind of going their separate ways, Bryn will kind of approach Abrashmina.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question about your gifts.
Mm-hmm. How may I help you?
You were able to find information out about things, right?
Yes. Most times.
Well, I mean, like you've asked about like, if we're gonna do something, if it's a good idea, and you've been able to find information out about specific people, right?
Yes.
And beings and entities.
Yes.
I
If it is something that is in the purview of the Watcher's knowledge, it is usually something that I can tap into. If it is not something that he is aware of, I may not be able to provide you any answers.
I was I was wondering if you might be able to ask him about my my friend.
About Shay,
Yeah. I mean, you not. I'm like we've got bigger things to worry about right now. I mean, like those creepy, yeah, guys. But I mean, just maybe just keep that in mind.
yes, I can. It is the divination abilities that I have can only be done once a day if there is a day where the night finds us and I have not accessed those abilities. I can look into this for you.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's like we have to wait till we get back to the city or whatever, that's cool too. And like I know that like your little like
Abrashina
incensey.
takes your hands and kind of like clasps them in hers and gives them like a little squeeze to like it is not a problem, Bryn. I will be happy to do this for you.
Thanks. If there's anything I can do for you, you let me know. All right? I can like play a song or like I can like curse someone and give them like warts or something,
I, w- I will keep it in mind.
like a hex, or a pox upon their house. Like anything you need, like I'm totally within my magical, or I can like make people think that happened to them. Not like physically, just like tell like a story about like, you know what?
Do
If you
you
need
have
anything,
do you have something, Bryn? Is
uh,
that something that is in your capabilities?
not like a long distance, like you're close to me, like I can like talk, but no, not like super far. No, that's not something that I can. That's beyond me, I guess.
Mm.
Do, do you need me to? I mean, that's something that you can.
Yes, but I am not good at disguising my voice the way you are. I had a thought. It's perhaps a bit mischievous of me and unworthy of me, but uh, you remember that merchant that accosted me in the street?
I think the one that told you were gonna die.
Shed me a burden, yes.
Oh no! Wait,
Not that guy that you're thinking
not
The
of, right?
the man that uh, whose
The
son I
shard.
had dealings with.
the one that Declan kind of almost made a
Mm,
that one.
yes, the one that because of him, my friend Den was sentenced to die in the Vakar.
What do
You
you have in mind?
well, I was thinking that if you had something like sending, you could, I don't know, whisper things to him to make him think things that I don't know, to scare him, perhaps.
I mean, I do have a small friend of mine who can go and speak to him if it comes down to it. Or
Seamus?
yeah,
Abrashmina grins, remembering how Seamus scared Dune. with Seamus's creepy old lady voice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that and I mean, if I ever found myself close enough to him, I could always,
Men like Shedmir are not afraid of normal things. It would, I don't know, maybe be a taste of some sort of medicine. How is it you lament Thursday?
taste of his own medicine.
Something along those lines, yes. To make him worry.
Well, I promise you, if we do decide to do this, I'll think of something positively horrific for him.
And Rashmina has like a little tiny half smile, but she's trying not to smile. But she keeps getting a little half smile, but then she keeps trying to like make her face neutral again. She's like, okay, I think I shall go to sleep now. And she's gonna have the half smile again and then like turn away so you can't see it. It's definitely a slightly little tiny chaotic side of how Rashmina is kind of surfaced. Just a tiny bit.
You might wanna to rein in because this might get real bad, but
No, I don't think I do.
It's like, Seamus, I need you to have 300 to 400 children. Step one. Can do.
Because I'm not gonna lie, slightly inspired by Jester and
Spoilers.
no,
Okay.
we can take care of this.
Okay.
So, the watch goes, or the evening goes without incident, and you wake up the next morning feeling refreshed, if slightly body clock confused by the darkness.
Prashmina is going to prepare her rituals around breakfast. Divination first, or
Let's start with the
straightforward
divination.
answer. Okay.
Let's take a few minutes to consider the question there.
Yeah. The divination is the 3 yes or no questions. Commune is. Oh wait, no. Commune is the 3 yes or no. Divination is the single straightforward answer. So, I think like, does the thing we seek, does it lie in that city? Is a pretty straightforward yes or no.
Yeah. And if the answer is yes to that, then we need to ask more questions.
Like, what is this? Like, we can't go, or maybe we can. Like, is there a safe way to get through the city without being detected?
Maybe it
Would be
makes
a
more
yes or
sense to
no.
use commune first in that sense. Like, you get the yes or no's out of the way, and that might inform what your specific question is, because forming that specific question will give you a better answer all around.
Yeah.
So maybe do commune, and we'll ask. First question is the thing we want in there.
Okay. Is there a way to get it out safely? Or is there a way to safely get to it?
Undetected.
Undetected. A way to get to it undetected. And then is it guarded?
Sure. Let's see what the answers are. There's no duration on it, right?
No. Yeah. Okay. So Abarashmin is going to.
You just got God on hold. Like, okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah, 1 sec. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Gonna have to pass you out to my line manager.
So yeah, Abarashmin is going to cast Commune. And is the source of the Spurn's power within that city, and that she's like indicating that weird city.
Yes, it is.
Is there a way to get to it undetected?
Potentially. There's like an unclear middle option, right?
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
So hard maybe.
Hard maybe. And then, so what was my last one?
You had suggested was it guarded?
Yeah.
But that's actually a good question.
Okay.
With that.
Okay. Is it guarded?
Yeah.
Of course. Okay. So now, should my big question be, how may we get through there undetected?
Yes, although Rob might fuck you on that one in some way because it's
Mm.
pretty specific, you know. So I imagine it might be if we know the answer is maybe, right? Like there may not be a definitive answer to that question. But I don't know. Maybe he's feeling generous.
I'm always feeling generous.
Do I have? I don't have a scrying font because I was borrowing Mithra's font and I cast Scry before, so I don't have like the. Oh wait, no, I did. I went and bought a thing
Yeah,
for that.
I think you got a bowl or something. Yeah, I do remember that.
Perhaps if we sorry, go ahead.
Can I attempt to scry on the object of power?
You can't scry on an object. That came off a
Oh,
roll game.
it has to be a place
Yeah, or a person.
or a person.
And you have to have pretty specific knowledge of the place or person, I think, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be like.
Be familiar. Yes.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
You
Okay.
could scry on Bryn though.
So if we get specific with the question, what is the path of least resistance? What is the safest path to the object?
I can do that, yeah. Is that what? What is the safest path?
It's my best suggestion.
Yeah, it has to be a short. It'll be a short answer though. So, oh, I know.
Hopefully the Watcher is feeling generous.
Yeah. So Abrashmina will cast commune. Sorry, distracted. Or divination, and ask, what is the safest path to the object of that we seek?
The response you get is very cryptic.
Great.
It says, large things come in small packages. Full stop space. Travel south. And the city is, like I think Declan would know and Maku would probably know. The city is kind of west of you. And it's telling you to travel south.
Big things.
Large things come in small packages.
Large things come in small packages. Travel south. Okay. I will tell the others this. Perhaps there is a secret entrance to this. To the secret entrance. We might find something that will aid us to the south.
The Watcher has never steered us wrong before. Southward.
Okay. So, are we traveling half speed slow again?
Probably wise.
Yeah.
All right. So you can get about 10 miles through the whole day. Until you start traveling. Can I have stealth checks from everyone, please?
With advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Makut can have
20.
guidance again.
29.
Okay.
20 for Abrashmina. I have a sleeping puppy on my chest. I put that noise in
23.
I got a natural 20 for a 25.
Hooray, I didn't fall down.
Declan, sorry, what was yours? Do we have a Declan?
You do. I'm sorry. It
worries.
was the 29.
Okay, yeah, you guys are like ghosts. And you travel slowly for about 5 miles, kind of, I imagine, like skirting sort of the edge a little bit. And as you're moving, about halfway through the day, you hear a sound kind of echoing quietly towards you. It's a voice, kind of sounds like maybe angry or in pain, kind of cursing. It sounds like, but it's not a language you understand. It's very deep and guttural. Kutrak, sort of swearing and.
This voice is a actual voice and not in our heads, right?
No, you can hear this. It's coming from up ahead,
Okay.
that you can't quite see where, but you're kind of moving into like a kind of forest of stalagmites.
Can I kind of sneak ahead and see if I can spot it before Red spots us?
I am going to, if you're going to go ahead and sneak, I'm going to lay a hand on your shoulder and cast tongues.
Yay!
So that you can understand what it is
That is
saying.
useful.
I'll let you use your earlier stealth roll, because those are all
Okay.
baller rolls. And so you guys, as you kind of sneak ahead, as that kind of magic, like it kind of tingles across you, and it kind of makes you shiver a little bit as you go, and you hear like the voice on the chain is like, "Katrak, oh fuck's sake, god damn it, okay," is what you hear. You kind of follow the voice around, and you peer around one of the stalagmites, and you see a creature leaning back, lying against it. He is a dwarf, it seems, but his skin is greyish blue, and his beard is like this kind of gunpowder black. And his eyebrows are so thick and bushy that they kind of make it look like his eyes are closed. He is like absolutely filthy. There's blood pouring from a wound on his head. You see there's a mace like hanging off his belt to one side, and a very large crossbow with a very strange and intricate design that you've never seen the like of before on his other side. And you can see like where he's lying down, there is like this very thin, sharp kind of curved blade sticking straight through his thigh, and he's like preparing himself to pull it out.
I'm just gonna think, Bryn, can you hear me? Shit. I'll scurry back and then inform the group. Seems there is a injured dwarf. Do I know what a Durgar is?
Make me a history check.
Sure. That is a natural 1.
You think it's some kind of elf.
It's clearly some kind of elf.
Oh my
It's a-
god!
Short and bearded.
No, you have no idea.
But I'm sure it's an elf. He seems injured. I've no reason to think he's hostile, but perhaps we should approach together.
With our weapons out degree him?
Correct.
No. Oh.
I was kidding.
No, I think it's quite wise.
Abrashmina's gonna go forward with like her hands up and kind of like a passive.
Does the enchantment you put on me allow me to speak to him as well?
No, just allows you to understand.
Is it? I think tongues allows you to do both.
No. I don't think so. Let me
Otherwise, it
look
would be
at
called ears
Yeah.
if it just let you do one.
Understand any. Oh, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear. Yeah, okay. He can understand you. Yes. He can also understand Bryn. Because telepathy, if she talks to mind, but
Sure.
I mean, I don't know that I will.
okay.
I mean, he
But
probably
yes,
will.
you can understand him, Dylan.
Okay. I knew that, Declan. So yeah, Declan, are we all going?
You would know that because you saw Abrashmina cast the spell whenever she did the Speak with Dead.
True. We're all going down.
Mhm.
All right.
Abrashmina is gonna go first with like her hands up, hoping that she's exuding a "I'm a healer" energy.
Big I'm a healer energy.
Mhm.
Well, as we approach, I will say to him, "We mean you no harm, friend. Are you in need of help?"
You hear, ah! And he like swings around because you're approaching him from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And he like kind of like leans around the corner with the crossbow kind of trained on Abrashmina's head, but you can see he's definitely dizzy and the crossbow is like wavering. He's like,
Yeah.
"Don't you fucking move."
Our
Abrashmina
only
doesn't need to understand that to freeze until basically she's waiting for permission to come closer.
Please lower your weapon. This woman is a very powerful healer.
Fuck off, sun sniffer. And
You
he's
would
like
rather die?
slowly lying down.
Is he? So he's lying down and not training the weapon on us, or
So
he's
he's like leaning around kind of, but he's like slowly sinking as like the blood's kind of rushing to his head and he's getting dizzy.
Does the sun have a smell?
Apparently, they think so.
Makud is gonna get bored, not having killed anything in a while. He's just gonna start walking forward, regardless if this guy shoots the crossbow or not, and he's gonna grab it and throw it.
He's gonna shoot
Charm.
with disadvantage. Oh boy, Makud's getting one in the chest, bro.
Okay.
Or rather, two in the chest, as it fires two at once.
Oh.
Watch him be a sharpshooter.
Yeah, that was a natural 18 and a natural 19.
Okay.
So you take 13 points of piercing damage as he catches you in the shoulder.
Makud closes the gap. Can I pull the crossbow from his weakened?
Yeah, I won't make him roll. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna gut punch him for shooting.
Guys, my wife just got back. I'm gonna take a couple minutes.
Oh, sure. We'll take a 5 if you like.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I will be right back.
I got a sweet little bubba, you guys. She's sleeping.
Anybody there?
Yes.
So my wife just got home and she's having really horrible like pregnancy nausea. So I think I'm gonna have to actually leave early, guys. I'm sorry about that. She needs to eat food, and I need to dote on her lovingly.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys.
that's okay.
But I will check in with y'all later. Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Declan's wife, partner, is nauseous or something, and Declan has to go look after her. So
Oh, okay. Well, we could
Dylan,
just.
rather, will not be joining us.
Then I think we'll call it there, seeing as he has tongues.
Okay.